All right. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? I want to make sure you guys can hear me. And we've got the tech rolling. The mic's good. I had a little bit of a mic issue. I think it should be good. Let me know in the comments below if you can hear me, and then we're going to get into this. Please, guys, everyone who's already in here, I appreciate. I love you all. Make sure you like the video so that we can push this out to as many people as possible. Make sure you're subscribed to the page. We want everyone we possibly can to watch this video so they know the truth about what is going on with the war against Iran right now. I will be taking your questions, so please get those ready to go. Given how many people are watching and how many people are going to be in the chat, I'm probably going to have to stick to just super chats, but we will see. We'll see how it goes, but I'm going to give everyone a couple minutes to roll in here so everyone is ready to go. Literally right before I hopped on and had to fix that mic issue, we have new footage that literally came out right before I hit record showing Tehran getting absolutely hammered in real time. The war is fully underway. So we're going to give everyone, I'm seeing some people talk about how there might be boots on the ground already. I've seen those reports. I was literally reading them right before we got on the air. We'll get into that. I'm going to give everyone just a couple minutes to get ready. Let me know if everything is good. If you can hear me, let me know in the comments. If you can see me well, let me know in the comments. And that way I know we are ready to go. It's been about a month or so since I've been able to do this. I'm glad to be back, glad to be with you all. So here we go. All right, we got people coming in. We're going to give it probably 3 more minutes. We'll start rolling at the 5-minute mark. Get yourself a snack, get yourself a drink, get ready to settle in because we might be here as the war plays out in real time. Get your super chats lined up. I guarantee you YouTube is going to demonetize this. So any super chats obviously get priority and are very much appreciated. But this is going to be a fascinating thing. So we're 2.5 minutes away. I just want to give everyone the opportunity to get in here so they don't miss it. I don't want anyone to miss. We're already at 2,800 concurrents. For everyone who's just joining, like I said, please make sure you're liking the video. Please make sure that you're subscribed to the page. That does a huge, huge boost. I also turned the settings on. You got to be a subscriber in order to get in the live chat. That way we can keep people, the trolls, the trolls who want to come in here and cause problems. If there's someone causing problems, let me know. I will get rid of them. But we got to do that so we make sure the trolls. So you got to be subscribed to the page for 20 minutes, and then you can comment. So we're 2 minutes out from getting rolling here. 2 minutes out. Where y'all from? Let me know. Let me know in the live chat where y'all from. And let's put some American flags in the live chat as well. I want to see American flags everywhere in the live chat, as well as where you're from. I know I've got an international audience watching, so I appreciate that. But let's see some American flags or flags of any of our allied countries coming in. And then you can join the membership too if you want. Right now, okay, 1 minute out, folks. We are 1 minute out from when we will be getting into it. I think 5 minutes is more than enough time. Obviously, we will be discussing the war in Iran in great detail. I'm going to explain it to you with my thoughts. You guys are going to be able to ask your questions. And just like in my regular videos, I'm not going to sugarcoat it for you. I'm going to tell you exactly what I think, exactly how I feel about what's going on. And a lot of people in the media are lying right now. They're sharing false information, or they're trying to get people to panic. They're trying to make them scared. I will not be doing that. I have no interest in scaring anyone. I have interest in just telling you the truth. All right, I'm seeing Texas. We got people from Africa in here. We got people from Israel are watching, Alabama, Arizona. Let's get some more American flags coming in. I love seeing all the American flags. Keep it coming, guys. All right, we're 10 seconds out. 10 seconds out. All right, let's get ready to go. Let's get ready to go, ladies and gentlemen. All right, we are into it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much joining me tonight, Tuesday night, as the war against Iran enters its fourth day. As I am filming this, I can report to you that Tehran is currently undergoing the largest bombing campaign that has been carried out in the first 4 days of this war. This is happening at this very moment. I will show you footage of the bombing campaign here shortly. Before I do that, I want to talk to you about why we are in this war. Iran, for almost 50 years, has waged a campaign of systemic terrorism, top to bottom, led by the Ayatollahs, the first and the second. The second is now dead. In the words of Donald Trump, after we killed the head of ISIS, he died like a dog. This is a win for America. This is a win for civilization. This is a win for our allies in the Middle East, Europe, you name the area. This is the United States of America. We do not negotiate with terrorism. And while we understand the stakes and the pain that can come with war, we understand that that is a necessary price to pay at times in order to secure not just our current day, but our future. It has long been time for the Iranian regime to go down. It should have happened a long, long time ago. They killed hundreds, if not thousands, of Americans with improvised explosive devices in the Iraq War. They blew up the Marine barracks in Beirut, Lebanon. They have killed Americans anywhere they thought they could get away with it. This is justice that is delayed, but it is justice nonetheless. The United States opened the war with Israel with a massive air campaign that saw the use of B-2 stealth bombers, B-1 bombers, B-52 bombers, stealth aircraft, and a variety of other aircraft that were complemented with cruise missiles and a variety of other weapons. The war is raging. The regime is on its back foot. Thousands have likely already died in Iran. We have lost Americans, and that is something that we must weigh heavy on our hearts. And I want to take this moment to think about not just the Americans we lost that were killed in a ballistic missile attack, but the families they left behind. As a grieving nation, we understand that the price of freedom is certainly not free. And that if you want the freedom we have here in America, it must be paid in blood from time to time. That blood is paid by American patriots and American service members. So every American who we have already lost, and I will read their names later in this live stream, we say thank you. We will remember you. We will never forget you. And we understand that we cannot repay your sacrifice. All we can do as Americans is hope to live a life that made your sacrifice worth it. So I'm going to take a couple moments of silence here for the Americans that didn't make it. This is a very serious situation, and I want everyone to be clear-eyed and understand this country is now at war, and it is a necessary war, and we will do what we must do to defeat the Iranian regime. It will not be easy. It will be tough, and this will go on for weeks, if not months. And there are already reports that suggest troops have entered the country, specifically Israeli troops, possibly American troops on the move in Iraq against militias. So is this necessary? In my opinion, this is the definition of a necessary war. The Iranians have tried to get a nuke for far too long, at least 20 years. And we will never let a rogue terrorist regime get nukes. It would be suicidal for us to allow that. What we can do as Americans is preserve our security and guarantee the world is a safer place. That is why we are undertaking this operation. What are the objectives and goals of this operation? The objectives and goals are simple. We're going to destroy their nuke program in a way that the world can't even imagine. We're going to destroy their ballistic missile program so they cannot threaten the region ever again. We are going to destroy their drone program so they cannot lob drones across the Middle East. We are going to destroy their government infrastructure. We are going to destroy the IRGC. We are going to destroy their Navy, their Air Force, and any military capabilities they have. And then we're going to bring it all crashing down. The Islamic regime is finished. It will never exist in the form it ever did, if at all, after this. And the world will be much better for it. More Americans will likely lose their lives. Israelis in combat will likely lose their lives. Our partners in the Gulf states will likely lose their lives. And we need to understand that that is the reality of war. And it's a reality that we will not and cannot ignore. But that doesn't mean it's not worth doing. So as you all join me here tonight, I hope you understand the stakes and the gravity of the situation we are in. And I hope you understand that the American military is the greatest military in the world. And it will execute its mission to perfection, and it will win this war. And when we come out on the other side of it, the world will be much better for it. So those are my opening thoughts to everyone who is watching with me today. Now, I'm going to put this on the screen. This is happening right now in Tehran. This is the Tehran night sky as the United States of America carries out the largest bombing campaign of the war. Let's watch it. You can see the night sky, just complete obliteration. So that right now, what you are looking at on your screen right now is going on in Tehran at this very moment. We are hitting the regime forces that remain in Tehran harder than we have ever hit them before. I'm going to keep rolling it so you guys can see it. Listen to the sound. And I'll pause it right there so you can see the fireballs that are on the screen. Now I'm going to put this on the screen next for you all. As this is happening at this very moment, while the campaign is going on, hold on. We're going to make sure I got this right. What you're going to see in this video, regime forces have started shooting civilians on the street who are on the move. You can hear gunshots in this video. I want to warn you, it is not pretty. It is disturbing. And it is the savagery of the regime. So that right there is regime forces shooting people, celebrating the bombings. These are the animals we are dealing with. These are the savages that we are dealing with. On top of that, so we're going to roll through some quick updates here. B-2 bombers, stealth bombers, American stealth bombers are in the air around the clock conducting strike operations. I just made a video on this a couple hours ago about the B-52 bombers. I encourage you all to go watch that video as well. The B-52 bombers operating mean that Iran's airspace is likely already completely wide open, and it is being dominated now by the United States of America and the Israelis. But this is from CBS. It says 2 U.S. officials say B-2 stealth bombers have been targeting command and control nodes of the IRGC as well as weapon depots and assembly facilities for Iran's rocket program. Operations ongoing right now. So we have bombers in the air at this very moment. Stealth bombers are in the air, hammering targets across Iran. As I am filming this on Tuesday night, our boys in the bomber are lighting Iran up with the justice they have had coming for a long time. Now, we've got more footage here. This is Iranians celebrating as the IRGC facilities and cars were destroyed. You can see big explosions.
داره
More
میزنه.
explosions hitting.
میدون سپاه رو با ان یکی کرد. میدون سپاه رو با ان یکی کرد.
They can taste freedom coming. They can taste freedom is on the cusp. They know that we are here for them. We are coming. We've got more footage on the way, so stick with me here. Right here, this is also out of Tehran before the night strike started. We hit them late, kind of right before they rolled into nighttime. Here we go. Huge explosions underway. So we are pounding the living piss out of the Iranian regime right now. This is day 4 of combat operations against the Iranians. And we are making sure they feel the pain that they inflicted on the world. We are making sure they feel that same pain right back to them. And that, my friends, that's not just revenge. That is what we call justice. All right, we've got more news coming in. So we have right here, hold on, I got to make sure this is accurate. Before I throw anything else up on the stage, I do want to note to you all, there is a report from Israeli media. Let me pull this off the screen. There's a report from Israeli media that yesterday night, early this morning, Israeli black operations teams went into Iran, boots on the ground, and began conducting black operations, tier 1 operations against the IRGC. Started hitting targets on the ground wherever they could find them. So we, the allied forces, which is the United States, Israel, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Jordan, the UAE, pretty much every country in the region is going out of its way to add to the war effort. The United Kingdom has joined the fight in a defensive nature. The French have joined the fight in a defensive nature. So we have the countries that are on offense, which is the United States of America and Israel. And we have other countries that either are nearing going on offense, but are already doing defensive measures. So this is a group effort. And you know what? I'm going to put this on the screen for you right now. I want to give a shout out for those of you who didn't see this. I'm going to put this on the screen for you all right now. And I'm going to give a shout out to the Kuwaitis that protected our pilots. So I'm going to put this up for you. For those of you who didn't see, there was a friendly fire incident in Kuwait. The Kuwaiti air defenses, while trying to engage incoming Iranian threats, accidentally shot down 3 American F-15 fighter jets. It is a terrible situation. It is a serious situation, but all of the Americans, and F-15 has it two members in the crew. You got the pilot and the weapons officer. All 6 Americans were rescued. And this was maybe the most touching moment of the war so far. A Kuwaiti farmer rushing to the water to save a female pilot. Let's watch this.
You're fine? Really? You need something to help you? No problem, you're safe. You're safe, you're safe. Everything good? No problem. Thank you for helping us. Everything perfect? You're fine.
So I need to give a huge shout out to the Kuwaiti man there that saw our downed pilot and rushed to her to make sure she was okay and make sure she was going to make it and make sure she was going to survive. Now, on the embassy and our consulate, I'm going to put this on the screen. The scumbag Iranian regime has bombed our consulate in Doha and bombed our consulate. Oh, sorry, not in Doha, in the UAE. Let me make sure I got the footage here. I want to make sure I'm getting the right footage for you all. So it was in Dubai. Messed that up. Not Doha. It was in Dubai. So give me 1 second. This right here, I'm going to put it on the screen for you right now. This is the U.S. consulate in Dubai has been bombed by the Iranian regime. It is engulfed in flames. It has been hit by Iranian drones. And then furthermore, they have also hit, I'm going to pause this real quick while I get the next one teed up. Got to make sure I've got the correct footage for you all. We don't want to be sharing anything that's wrong. So I'm just going to put this up so we make sure we got the right thing. The U.S. Embassy in Saudi Arabia has also been attacked. It was attacked yesterday in a drone strike. You can see the New York Post right there. So they're hitting our consulates. They're hitting our embassies. Now, people got a little angry when I said this in a video earlier today, but I'm going to say it again. The way politics work, the ambassador in a country is the equivalent. He is the representative, he or her is the representative of the president of the United States. That's why when Benghazi happened and the ambassador, Chris Stevens, got killed in Benghazi, we all remember that. That was the equivalent to killing the sitting president of the United States. That is how big of a political disaster and foreign relations disaster it is. So they are bombing our embassy. It is no different than bombing the U.S. Capitol, bombing the White House. And this goes to show the Iranian regime knows no limits. And they will do anything to kill innocent people, politicians, diplomats. You're not supposed to target diplomats. It's like rule 101 of warfare. Military officials, fair game. Soldiers, fair game. Diplomats, absolutely not. So I'm going to pull this down and let's get into some of the super chats. We're going to have to stick to super chats. There's way too many people watching to do regular questions. So we got $5. My favorite analyst. Nice to see you, bud. At this point, I run out of popcorn. By the way, go Packers. Well, I appreciate the nice compliment. We got Bill Candy. Israel says they have special forces on the ground. Correct. Israel has deployed special operations on the ground. Those are the first special operations troops that are on the ground right now. They're conducting operations against the IRGC, and they are, we've got more missile strikes. Hold on. I'm going to put this on the screen. This just in. The Iranians are bombing sites inside of Syria now. We have some U.S. troops in Syria. We do not know where this is, but the Iranians are now firing missiles, ballistic missiles into Syria, it looks like, according to this. So the escalations of the war continue. All right. It says, David, when Iran gets desperate to inflict maximum, this is Eagles fan Clark, gets desperate to inflict maximum damage and death, will those absolute evil terrorists use chemical or biological weapons? They absolutely would. In fact, I made a video probably about a week ago that they were arming, according to reports, they were arming biological and chemical weapons to launch at the United States of America. Our bases, not the mainland. I want to be clear. At our bases in the region. The Iranians would use chemical weapons without hesitation against the United States of America. So absolutely they would. Absolutely they would. No question about it. All right, let's keep going here. Hold on, I got to get to. So we got Kevin Newberry. David, doesn't seem like we are using our aircraft to attack drones. Don't we have enough planes and helicopters in theater to have them hovering over hard targets? That's a great question. Great question about why we will or won't use jets against drones. We have other capabilities. We have other air defense systems. Now, the British are using their planes. The Israelis are using their planes. And in fact, I'm going to get this teed up because we have footage of an Israeli attack helicopter right here. I'm going to put this on the screen. This actually tees this question up perfectly. This is footage right here of an Israeli Apache helicopter shooting up a drone. So you can see it right there coming in
Alpha.
and getting blown out of the sky. Why are we using the weapons we're using? It just depends on where it is, what capabilities we want to use. We are using our planes to shoot down a lot, as are the Israelis, as are the Brits, as are the Saudis, as are the Qataris. But Iran's strategy is to throw as much at the kitchen sink as they possibly can for the sole reason of trying to overwhelm all of that. So we are using our fighter jets. We're not just using our fighter jets. The problem comes shooting down ballistic missiles with fighter jets is very difficult. The F-35 can do it. I know there's some claims, some modified F-18s can do it. If you guys know better than me, let me know in the comments below. But I believe that's the capabilities. So I hope I answered that well. We are using that stuff. We're just not, there's so much flying through the air that we are trying to prioritize the ballistic missiles, and then the drones come second for the main reason. The ballistic missiles are significantly more dangerous and faster than the drones. All right, I'm going to pull this off the screen. You're doing a great job. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. We got a $15 super sticker. Thank you very much. Any indication this is a proxy war between the U.S. versus China and Russia? China and Russia, as I predicted. Now, I said they were both going to send a lot of equipment, and they did. China and Russia sent attack helicopters, armored vehicles, air defenses, the S-300 air defense. China rushed in air defense units. They even, according to some reports, China might have sent them anti-ship missiles. How'd that work out for them? I think China and Russia watched the first 8 to 12 hours of this war, watched Iran get their teeth kicked in by the United States military, and said, we don't want anything to do with that. The Russians can't even beat Ukraine 4 years in. You think they saw the airstrikes that were going down and thought to themselves, oh yeah, let's go get involved in that? No way. Absolutely not. All right, hold on. We've got major news. We've got major news. I'm going to put this in the screen, up on the screen for you. This is breaking news coming in right now. Hold on 1 second. Hold on. Stick with me. I'm making sure this is correct. It looks like it is. All right. We're putting it on the screen. The United States has announced that Iran's lone submarine that was a legitimate threat to the United States of America, the Iris Fatah, has been sunk. The United States of America has sunk the crown jewel of the Iranian Navy. Can we get some American flags in the live chat for that? Iran talked all this trash about how this submarine was going to sink one of our aircraft carriers. And now we, the United States of America, have sunk Iran's most important submarine. That is amazing. Let's get some American flags in the chat. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. The Iranians talked a big game. They talked about how they were going to sink our submarines. How'd that work out for them? Their biggest submarine, their best submarine, is now sitting at the bottom of the ocean. Sitting at the bottom of the Gulf would be more accurate. Absolutely incredible. So, you know what? Round of applause for everyone involved in that. I'm blown away. That is great news. We are learning live on the air that the United States has put Iran's most important naval vessel, other than their carrier, which we sunk earlier in the war, is gone forever. That, my friends, is the power of the United States Navy. That, my friends, is you want to talk a big game, you want to get into it with us, I'd think twice. All right, David, the only thing that worries me is we haven't heard much on their hypersonic and other ballistic missile stores. Do you have any info? The hypersonic missiles, one of the big questions about Iranian hypersonic missiles were, do they even work? Or is it a false threat? We know Iran claims they have them, and they've released videos claiming to show them. We're 4 days into this war. And they have launched the best ballistic missiles they have. By the way, by definition, most ballistic missiles if not almost all of them in the modern day, are hypersonic. But they claim to have special hypersonic missiles. And they haven't fired them yet, which means they either don't have them like they claim to, they don't have the launchers to launch them, or the missiles are not operational because they're getting their teeth kicked in. Let's just be honest about it. I've always told you guys, I'm not going to lie to you about anything. They're getting their teeth kicked in. If there was ever a time to use hypersonic missiles, it would be right now. And they haven't done it, which to me indicates that they could be full of it. They could absolutely be full of it. So I don't know why their hypersonic missiles haven't fired. Those would be my theories. The launchers are destroyed. The missiles aren't operational, or they were never real to begin with. Remember, Iran claimed to have stealth fighter jets. That obviously was a lie. Iran has claimed to have a lot of different weapons over the years. I mean, right when the war started, they said, we have missiles that'll sink your entire Navy. They haven't touched one of our boats. Haven't even gotten close. So that's a great question. I don't have a perfect answer for you, but my guess is that they're full of it. That would be my guess. All right, let's keep going through the comments here. David Rules, thank you for all your great content. Columbus, Ohio. Thank you very much. I appreciate you saying that. I do my best. I try to get things right. I want to get things right. I do mess up every once in a while. I always admit when I do, but I'm trying to stay on top of the reactions the best I can. $15. We got the American flag, the Israeli flag. And you know what, guys? I want to say this too. It's perfectly legitimate to have criticisms of the Israeli government, to have criticisms of the U.S. relationship with Israel. People are allowed to have whatever opinions they want. But right now, the fact of the matter is this: the Israeli military and the United States military are teaming up to pulverize the Iranian regime, to pulverize the terror regime in Tehran, the Islamic dictatorship. And the Israeli fighter jets are going in. The American fighter jets are going in. So I give all the credit in the world to all those pilots, and not just the pilots. The pilots get all the glory. They get all the attention. But the ground crews, the guys that make sure, the maintenance crews, that make sure the planes are fueled correctly, that make sure everything's working, the guy in the kitchen making sure the pilots are fed. It is a long spectrum, a long line that has to be, everything has to hit so that at the pinprick end of that, the guys putting warheads on foreheads can do their job. And the pilots are going to get all the glory, but everyone in the process before them is every bit as important. And that's important to remember too. Here we go. Russia and Chinese air defenses not effective. Yeah, they got blown out in Venezuela and they got blown out in Iran. China claimed that the technology they had in Venezuela and Iran was, quote, the stealth killer. It could shoot down F-35s. It could shoot down F-22s. It could shoot down B-2 bombers. Never got a shot off. Didn't get a shot off at one of them. I heard rumors that the Gulf states feel abandoned by the U.S. and they feel that we did not protect them from the missile strikes and prioritize defense to Israel. Rumor is they would rethink the alliance. If they thought that, now that's a good question. That's a fair enough question. If they thought that, they would not be sending up planes and missile defense to back up our pilots, and they wouldn't let us use their airspace. I can't tell you what's going on behind closed doors. I don't know. But the fact of the matter is that the Iranians have saturated the airspace with so much firepower and drones and ballistic missiles, it can't all be shot down. Israel's getting hit hard. Bahrain's getting hit hard. U.S. bases across the region are getting hit hard. Saudis have taken some direct hits, including at a CIA base, a secret CIA base in Saudi Arabia has been hit. But those boys in Saudi Arabia, the Saudis, the Kuwaitis, you just saw the video. Well, maybe, I hope you were on. You just saw the video of the Kuwaitis rescuing a female American pilot. Very grateful for the American presence. There's only so many interceptors to go around. I believe we're doing the best we can. I believe all our allies are doing the best they can, and they continue to fight along with us. So I don't feel that they feel abandoned, but maybe there'll be a development. Your channel rocks, brother. Greetings from Frankfurt. I love the Germans. Thank you very much. The German chancellor was just at the White House saying he stands with America and they are ready to help us overthrow the Islamic dictatorship in Iran. By the way, we're almost at 11,000 concurrents. So for everyone who is just getting in here right now, please do me a favor. Please like this video. Please subscribe to the channel. You guys have no idea how important it is. So if you haven't already done that, please do that for me. All right. How do we ensure the million surviving militants don't try to restart an evil regime in a few years after the U.S. leaves? Amazing question. This comes from My Name is Deleted. That is an amazing question. How do we make sure this doesn't turn into Libya? What I would say is there's a couple things. Number one, the Persian people are a proud, historic people. I love Persian people. I love them. And the fact they've had to live under a sadistic Islamic dictatorship disgusts me. They are well-educated in mathematics, science, engineering. They are smart, smart people. They used to, before the Islamic dictatorship, be a very free society. Women were treated as equal. Women were treated it's almost insane I have to say that because they were essentially a Western country. Persia was a Western area. And then the Islamists came in and turned it into an absolute shithole. Excuse my language, but that's the fact of the matter. And so I think that if the good people of Iran have the opportunity to take their country back and get rid of the Shia nutjobs that have run it for nearly 50 years, I think most people will realize, even members of the IRGC, life's better when we're not living this backwaters, poor economy, no freedom. I don't have a perfect answer, but it's a country of 92 million people. The majority of that 92 million people aren't crazy. And they know the stories of what life was like before, and they want to go back to that. So, all right, let me check for news updates. Make sure I haven't missed anything. All right, hold on. We've got more bombing footage coming in right now. I'm going to put this on the screen for you all, and then we'll get to some more super chats. Let me get this up for you all. Hold on one second. All right, this right here, this is footage of Iranian-backed militias in Iraq getting lit up right now at this very... Listen to the sound of that explosion. Listen to the sound of that. They are getting hammered. Like I said, folks, tonight is the night where we are seeing more bombers and more airstrikes than... Okay, we have an update right here. We have an update. The updates are coming in fast, so stay with me. All right, this is information from CENTCOM. More than 50,000 troops that were already there. They're not inside Iran, but the U.S. has 50,000 troops in the region taking the fight to the enemy. 200 fighter jets, two aircraft carriers. As of right now, 2,000 targets across Iran have been struck. This is coming directly from CENTCOM. I'm going to highlight this. 17 Iranian ships have been struck. Ballistic missiles are continuing to be hunted. This is incredible. So we have right now, yes, right here, the bombings, the high volume strikes are continuing. So we now know 17 strikes, 17 naval strikes are underway against Iranian ships. So Iran is getting absolutely hammered. I'm going to check right here to make sure that we have the... All right, we've got more footage. I'm going to put this on the screen. This is the Revolutionary Guard camps in Iran are being hit at this very moment. I got to reposition myself. What you see on the screen is the bombings that have happened. So that is what that is. Now, I'm going to pull this down real quick, and then I'm going to get the names of those who were lost so that we have them, to make sure we have them all, and I'm going to read them on air for all of you. All right, here we go. I'm going to put this on the screen for you all. This is a very somber, serious moment. These are the names of the Americans who have been killed in action, and I'm going to read their names to make sure they are never forgotten. A person dies twice. They die when their physical body dies, and they die the last time anyone says their name. So we will do our part here tonight to make sure these names are remembered. Killed in action, Captain Cody Cork, 35, of Winter Haven, Florida. Sergeant First Class Noah Teachkins of Bellevue, Nebraska. Sergeant First Class Nicole Amore of White Bear Lake, Minnesota. Sergeant Declan Cody of West Des Moines, Iowa. Those are the 4 American patriots who laid their lives down for this country. And by saying their names, and let's get some prayers in the live chat. Let's get some American flags in the live chat. And like I said at the start of this, don't just think of those 4. We think of them the most. Our hearts are with them. Our souls are with them. We honor their sacrifice. But they left behind parents. I'm sure some of them left behind kids. They left behind spouses. They left behind friends who will never see them again because they laid down their life for this country. So thank you for their sacrifice. We are grateful as a nation for their sacrifice, and we will never forget them, and we will keep their memories alive because as Americans, that is all we can do. So God bless, and may their souls find peace now that they have passed on to the other side. It's very heavy. It's very serious. So we're going to get into some more questions from the audience here. I'm a retired Army Master Sergeant. I appreciate your dedication in the military. Members, God bless you. $10. Thank you very much. I never served in the military. In fact, people find this crazy. When I was growing up, I had no interest in serving in the military. It's not something I even thought about or considered. But as I got older, I became more interested in the subject. I became very interested in history. And so I never served. And I've never lied about that. I'm very open about that. I'm a civilian. I attack these issues from the civilian perspective. But I appreciate the fact that members of the military appreciate what I do. It means a lot. All right, let's get into some more. Great question. We've got Kyle and Pepper 92, Teller 97 for $5. How much longer do you think Iran can shoot back in a significant way if you had to estimate? Weeks. Now, the rate of fire is going to start coming down, but they've got missile stockpiles that we still haven't hit. And as long as they have missile stockpiles that we haven't hit, they are going to continue to fight. They are going to continue to fight. That is just the basic reality of the situation. They are weeks away from depleting their launchers, missiles, and drones. Probably 10 days to 14 days minimum, which means this is going to go on for at least 2 more weeks. All right, we've got some more stuff. Guys, I will get to every single super chat, but we have breaking news that is literally coming in by the minute. I'm going to put this up on the screen for you all. These are newly released photos of the B-2 stealth bombers in the B-52s. This is a B-2 bomber conducting a strike on Iran right now, or in the recently. I don't want to say right now. Operational security. The fact they released this photo makes me think that the strike already happened. Right here, that is a B-52. These images were released by the military, by the way. The military made these images public. So I'm not releasing things that aren't already out there. These have been released by the military. That is a B-2 stealth bomber and a B-52. All right, I'm going to check our latest updates. We got updates coming in literally right now. So I want to make sure, because I don't want to miss anything while we're on the air here. We're watching this together. We are taking it in as it comes in. All right, we've got more here. This is Isfahan. There's been a massive explosion in Isfahan, which is one of the nuke sites that the Iranians have. What you see here on your screen is Isfahan. A massive explosion has erupted right now. We do not know what is happening in Isfahan. We do not know what has been hit. But what you see is Isfahan, a nuke area in Iran, has been hit, and it has been hit hard. So more and more strikes. All right, hold on. More news is coming in. They've hit sites in Bahrain. The Iranians have hit sites in Bahrain at this very moment. Iranians. Explosion, impact. Iranian drones have hit what appear to be an apartment or a hotel in Bahrain. Now, why is that important? Why is Bahrain important? We took our service members, some of them, and put them in hotels. And now Iran has publicly stated they are going to find the hotels that our service members are in, and they have every intention of bombing them. They have every intention of hitting wherever they can find our service members. So what you just saw is Bahrain has been hit. All right, I'm going to get to some more questions. Then we're going to keep rolling into more updates. It's questions, updates, questions, updates. And I'm going to stick with you as long as I can tonight. $10 from Ted. It says, U.S. Army retired sniper here. Thank you all. Thank you for all you're doing. Thank you, Ted, for everything you did. Snipers are badass as hell. They go through incredibly tough training. So thank you for your service. All right. Whatever, Prepper 13 for $20. Thank you for the $20. David, thank you for all your info on this war. God bless. I'm doing the best I can. I'm just a regular guy. I'm not more special than any of you are. I'm just the same as all of you. I enjoy bringing you guys the news. I enjoy doing these updates with you. So thank you for the compliments. I'm not unique in this. I'm not special in this. I just love this. So thank you very, very much. You guys are every bit as cool. You're even better than I am. We got Michael just sent $5 with no comment. Thank you very much, Michael. Iran's scariest, we got $5 here. Iran's scariest capability is the sleeper cells in the United States. Yeah, that's a serious concern. I don't know how bad it's going to get. I don't want to lie to you and say it's not going to get bad at all, because I simply do not know. We do not know how this is going to go. We do not know the end state here. I will tell you this. If Iranian sleeper cells are activated, our brave members of the law enforcement community, FBI, intelligence community will make sure that they are taken care of. And here's some advice to everyone. And I don't say this lightly. If you have a concealed carry permit, or you have a state where the laws allow you to protect yourself, I highly suggest that you do. We just saw what happened in Austin, Texas. We just saw the guy with the Iran shirt that did what he did. I can't even talk about it on YouTube, or the video could get taken down. We all saw that. Protect yourself, situational awareness. If the situation feels off, if you feel like someone is not acting normal, they're probably not. You see something suspicious, you get on the phone and you dial 911. You get your family to safety. This is a better safe than sorry mentality right now. Protect yourself, arm yourself, make sure you know your local laws. I can't stress that enough. But fortunately, there are some states here in America where they make it very easy to protect yourself. Situational awareness, be ready, be alert, but don't be scared. We are Americans. Do not be scared. We don't live in fear. As Americans, we will die on our feet before we live on our knees. And we're not going to let scumbag Iranian terrorists terrify us to not going to the movies, not going out to dinner, not going shopping, whatever it might be. No. This is our country. We run this show. Doesn't mean there aren't threats, but we're not living in fear. So don't change your daily routine, but be alert in situational awareness. Great question for bringing it up. If I was China, I would think long and hard about Taiwan. Their stuff failed in Venezuela and Iran. I actually just brought this point up to someone the other day. That is 100% correct. That is 100% correct, because their stuff did fail, and it failed bad. And if they think it won't fail again when the United States returns, they are sorely mistaken. So China should be incredibly nervous right now. They spent tens of billions, if not hundreds of billions, in these advanced weapon systems. How'd that work out for them? They got blown to smithereens in Venezuela. They got blown to smithereens in Iran. China, their tech sucks. All right, we got $10 Canadian watching from Alberta, Canada, the Texas of Canada. Love people from Alberta. Keep the content coming, brother. Thank you very much. I love the cool people. Every person I've ever met from Canada has been awesome. They come mostly from the rural areas. They're renegades. They're outlaws. They're rogue. I love the good people of Canada. I did watch the gold medal game. As you can see, I loved us beating Canada in that as well. But thank you very much with the good people of Canada. All right, we got more updates here. I'm gonna put this on the screen. Then we're gonna get into more super chats. Keep your chats coming. All right, this is footage released by CENTCOM. This is the United States of America targeting Iranian missile launchers. So this is a missile launcher where they hide it. They can pop open the top. It's meant to look like a truck, so you're not supposed to know what's going on. And then boom, they open it and fire missiles. Let's watch. Gone forever. Obliterated. On fire, completely destroyed. Here's another launcher, blown away by the United States military. Third launcher, completely gone. Completely gone. So again, another reminder, you don't want to mess with the United States of America. All right, I'm going to check for more updates as they're coming in. Hold on. Here we go. There might be. All right, so we have some information. Hold on. We've got some information about the friendly fire incident. This is coming from the Wall Street Journal right here. I'm going to put this on the screen. So the friendly fire incident where our planes were shot down, they're saying the cause of it was actually a Kuwaiti F-18 launched the missiles thinking the aircraft were enemy aircraft. The incident occurred after Iranian drones had penetrated Kuwaiti air defenses, striking commercial ports and killing 6 American service members. Kuwaiti officials on edge when their radars detected the jets flying in and fired on them. So we have more information now about that shoot down. So it is a tragic incident. Fortunately, all the Americans lived. This is the fog of war. We wish stuff like this didn't happen, but the fact of the matter is that it does happen. There's nothing, I mean, it is war. When wars happen, crazy stuff's going to happen. So we now know. All right, we've got more footage. Okay, we've got more footage. This is different footage coming out of Tehran. I'm going to put this on the screen. It looks similar to the other one, but I'm fairly confident this is different. Before I do, for all our new viewers just coming in, we're doing war updates, and then we're doing super chats. Please make sure you like the video. Please make sure you are subscribed to the page. If you want to comment, get in the live chat. You got to be subscribed for at least 20 minutes. All right, this is more footage out of the skyline of Tehran. So more massive explosions continue at this hour to just literally light up. All right, hold on. We've got a situation unfolding. Stick with me here. The United States might just have been hit by a massive missile. Hold on. I want to make sure this is correct before we get into it. Hold on. Stay with me. All right, hold on. This is not good. Stick with me here. I'm going to put this on the screen for you. We are now learning via CNN that a ballistic missile has hit our base in Qatar, our biggest base in the region, in real time, has reportedly been hit. I'm going to play a very brief part of this.
In Tel Aviv, with this breaking news, an Iranian missile we have just learned has hit the largest U.S. military base in the Middle East. Now, this news is just coming into CNN. Here's what we know this very moment. Qatar says an Iranian ballistic missile has struck Al Udeid Air Base. As I said, the biggest American.
All right, you guys just heard it. The U.S. base in Qatar, the biggest base in the Middle East, reportedly has been struck by a ballistic missile. Now, they have fired multiple ballistic missiles at that base. I believe there has been impacts previously throughout the days of the war, but we are now learning that as of about 40 minutes ago, they have launched again, and there could be an impact. It looks like there has been an impact. All right, we are going to see what the updates are right here. All right, we are hearing word now. I don't know if this is true. We don't know. It looks like the strikes in Tehran right now are being carried out by the B-2 stealth bombers. All right, hold up. All right, there could be possible strikes in Tel Aviv at this time as well. I'm going to hold on that, wait on confirmation. I'm going to wait on confirmation from that. We'll get to some more questions while we wait to see if that is the case. All right. D-Hook, love the channel here in Lodi, Wisconsin for $10. Thank you very much. As you guys can see from the football helmets, I am also from Wisconsin. So we always love to see my Wisconsin brethren around here. I'm going to check right now. To see what is going on in Tel Aviv. I don't want to put it on the screen until we are sure about what is going on. So we will continue to monitor that and see if Tel Aviv, if these reports. All right, I have bad news. We are learning at this moment. I'm going to put this on the screen. A child has been killed in Kuwait City by an Iranian strike. So the Iranians are now killing children in allied territory of Kuwait. The Kuwaiti people, of course, rescued our pilots after the shoot down, and they have now announced a child has been killed when debris from an Iranian missile or drone came down. Absolutely heartbreaking. Terrible. All right, let's get into some more questions. I'm going to get to them all, so keep them coming. There's a lot, which, guys, I love it. This is why we're doing this, to make sure we are all in this together. So just give me time. I will get to all your questions. We're going to bang some out right now. Hi, David. Do you think the 100,000 Israeli troops on standby can eliminate the rest of the Ayatollah? Love your show, by the way. I'm sure they could. I'm sure 100,000 troops on the ground would absolutely do it. The problem is Israel cannot move 100,000 guys across the Middle East. They don't have the transport planes that the United States does, unless they flew them all to Iraq, and tried to go in a border crossing, like they stage up for like a week and then try to go in. They fly transport planes back and forth around the clock. maybe, but I would doubt Iraq would want that to happen. If they could get them there, I'm sure they could. But the Israeli military, you got to remember, is not very big. 100,000 guys having to go would represent a significant portion of their force. All right. Craig Jones says, I'm too happy about the war. I'm not happy about the war. What I'm happy is about an Islamic regime that has terrorized people being put out of business. That's what I'm happy about. I'm not happy about the violence or the collateral damage or innocent people who get hit in the crossfire. I'm damn sure not happy about dead Americans. Not one bit. I hope that this guy was listening to the first 20 minutes of this live stream, because I think I made my feelings pretty crystal clear. This has nothing to do with joy or happiness in terms of the level of death, carnage, and violence. What this has to do with is the bad guys are getting rocked. And I'm not going to apologize for liking that. And I'm not going to apologize for the United States military, the best military in the world, going in there and kicking ass, because that's what we do. That's what the American military does. So it's not happiness. It's justice. And that's how we should all look at it. All right. Greetings from Winchmore Hill, London. Thanks to Trump in USA, Bibi in Israel. I'm from Cyprus. Glory to Jesus Christ, our Savior. Glory to Jesus Christ. Indeed. Thank you very much for the $5. Appreciate the fact we've got the foreign audience. I do have a large foreign audience. So thank you very much to thank you very much to all the foreign audience that watches this show. And I appreciate you all. All right, what do we got here? Most of my enemies are just men trying to protect their families. U.S. Air Force, Craig Jones. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. Are you saying that the Ayatollah just wanted to protect his family? Because the Ayatollah has been killing people all over the Middle East. Last time I checked, the Ayatollah's family isn't in random countries in the Middle East. So I don't mean that to be offensive. I don't know what you meant by that. So feel free to clarify if I got that wrong. So the strikes right now across Tehran are continuing. Hang tight here. We're going to see what the updates are. Give me a moment. We've got news coming in. We've got news coming in at this moment. Okay, hold on. All right, a ship has been hit. A ship reportedly has been hit. We don't know what kind of ship, but a ship off the coast of the UAE reportedly has been struck. It says it's 7 nautical miles east of Fujairah, United Arab Emirates. Unknown projectile damage, steel plating. No fire or water intake reported. Crew members are safe. Okay, that is great news. So they are saying a ship has been hit, but that the ship is in fine condition. That is great news. So that is, let's say a prayer for that. That is good news. All right, we got more updates coming in. Let me make sure we're not missing anything. Looks like we're not. So I'm going to get back to some questions here real quickly. All right. What are the chances China attacks Taiwan with the U.S. busy? So we've talked about this with some previous questions. I think China has looked at the situation and realized that their weapons don't stand a chance against the United States, and probably are very much reconsidering the idea that they were going to be able to come in and win this outright. The Chinese are having a come to Jesus moment right now. They are having a come to Jesus moment for sure. And they should be, because what's happening right now is total domination by the good guys. All right. They will run out of launch operators personnel before they run out of launchers. Either diminishes equally. As long as they run out of their ability to launch missiles, that is a win for the good guys. That is a win for the United States of America and all of our allies in the region. again, I think they have probably 2 weeks of missiles left. And I think Iran realizes that this is not going well at all. We killed their leader. We killed a bunch more of people that were right underneath that guy. We are just absolutely destroying these guys and making it clear, yeah, you can replace the guy we just killed. We're going to kill that guy too. That's just the nature of the beast. All right, here we go. If a proxy group like Houthi or Hamas attacks us with a Russian Chinese weapon, how would America respond to that? We're not going to bomb China or Russia for that. We're not. We would probably sanction them. What we'd probably really do is tell them, if we see any of your weapon shipments coming in, we're just going to blow them up. If that means we got to blow your planes up when they're landing, if we got to sink your ships when they're coming in, then that is what we are going to do. But we're not going to let you get your weapons there at all. Not one bit. All right. I don't know what denomination that is. Does anyone know what denomination that is? I don't know what that is. Is it Israeli? Is it Israeli? Well, either way, if that's an Israeli shekel, I thank you very, very, very much. But hold on one second. I'm just pulling in the updates here. It says, thank you, America, from Israel. You're welcome. And you know what? I appreciate the fact you're saying thank you. It is always nice to know that the sacrifices Americans make to keep the world free and keep the world better are appreciated. So I thank you very much for expressing gratitude to America. The Israelis are holding up their end of this fight. The U.S., we're going to hold up our end of this fight. And when we are all out of it, the world is going to be a much better place for it. So thank you very much. I've seen videos of the Israelis in the bomb shelters doing their best to keep their spirits high. I think that's really cool. I think it's cool that even in the face of war, that is literally ballistic missiles rocking on their heads. You know what? You can't put a price. You can't put a price on keeping your spirits high. I'm not laughing because it's funny. I'm laughing because that is just great humanity. And so I think it's cool. I think it's great. And so you keep up your end of the fight. You keep your fighter pilots up in the air. Keep them well fed and energized. And trust me, the U.S. Air Force and U.S. Navy is going to keep pounding the piss out of them on our end. Recently retired Navy here for $10. Wombat 8754 for $10. Thank you for what you do. Well, thank you for your service. One of my best friends is a naval officer. Can we get some American flags? Let's get some American flags in the chat for the U.S. Navy. Our U.S. Navy went into the Gulf, sunk the Iranian Navy, has been flying sorties with fighter jets around the clock, is helping shoot down missiles, is launching cruise missiles around the clock. In fact, you know what? Here's what we're going to do. We're going to pull up a video of our boys in the Navy right now for you all. Let me get this up on the screen for y'all. This is what the Navy is contributing to the fight. This is in honor of our Navy veteran right here. This is the power of the U.S. Navy. Say hello to American cruise missiles. I hope the Ayatollah and, well, who's ever replaced them enjoy. All right, that is, I got one more here. So that on your screen right now, paused. That is a look at a U.S. cruise missile on its way to light up an Iranian target. The U.S. Navy's awesome. I want to see a lot of American flags in the chat for the U.S. Navy. I know everyone loves the U.S. Navy and they do get a lot of respect. They don't get enough. So thank you very much. All right, I'm going to pull this off the screen. Let me do a quick update check. As we get updates as the war is rolling in. All right. It looks like we don't have any new footage yet. The guns might have fallen silent on on Tehran. Just give me a second. Stick with me here. I'm going to just make sure. I don't know if the bombing campaign's over or if we're just waiting. All right, hold on. We've got new footage. Hold on. We've got new footage. I'm going to put this on the screen for you. Give me a second here. Minor tech issue. Nothing big. All right. Right here. Surveillance cameras document the moment an Israeli airstrike on Iranian militias in Iraq in the al-Wahaji district of Iraq's Diyala province. So this is an Israeli airstrike, Israeli fighter jet coming in and laying down the smackdown. Right there, massive explosion. Huge explosion. That is an Israeli fighter jet lighting up a target on the ground. So the fighting continues on the ground. All right, we got a lot of super chats here, so I got to get through these. And keep your super chats coming. You guys are doing amazing. Missed most of this stream, but we appreciate you. I travel for work with a sidearm and AR worth about 600 rounds. Listen, like I said, guys, number one, thank you very much for the $10. Number two, be smart, situational awareness, be ready to take care of yourself and your family. I'm not trying to scare anybody. We have no idea what could happen here. And the best thing to do is be prepared. So very smart. I like it. All right, we got M. Miller for $20 through their proxies and terror networks. Iran has been begging for this fight for nearly 50 years. Absolutely correct. 1,000% correct. If you want to do this, if you want to fund terrorism all over the Middle East, eventually people are going to get sick and tired of it, and they are going to make the decision, we've had enough, and we aren't taking it anymore. We've had enough. We're not taking it anymore, and you are getting put out of business. And that is exactly what is happening. That is exactly what should happen, and that's what will continue to happen until this war is over. So, all right, hold on. Okay. So I'm seeing now, I'm not going to put this on the screen, but we are hearing reports now that defense executives are coming to the White House Friday to discuss more weapons output. So we are going to start building more weapons for this war. DLR, as we say, if the individual doesn't look right, gracefully exit the scene and report. Get your family safe first and strap up everybody. That comes from Holy Smokes. Correct. Your gut is the best warning you have. Your gut is the best way you have to know something's off. If it feels off, it is off. So don't feel bad. If you got a bad gut feeling, put one foot in front of the other, grab your wife, grab your kids, and get the hell out of there. And then get on the phone with the authorities and say, hey, I saw this, doesn't feel right. I want you guys to go take a look at it. All right, let's see what we got here. All right, we are hearing reports. I'm going to put this on the screen. The B-2 bombers are now hitting a new set of targets. I repeat, the B-2 bombers are now hitting a new set of targets. They're now dropping bombs on IRGC facilities. So B-2 bombers, as of this moment, are active over Iran. They are hitting targets across Iran as we do this. Now, hey, guys, I do have to pop up for a quick moment. We have a new video that is out from the CENTCOM commander. I'm going to put this on the screen very quickly. Give me 1 minute. I'm going to play this for you, and then I'm going to be back.
Commander of the United States Central Command. In this capacity, I lead U.S. military forces in the Middle East. I'm here to provide you an update on Operation Epic Fury.
So this is an update.
First, I'd like to express my deepest
out.
condolences
I will
to the
be
families
right
and
back.
teammates of the extraordinary Americans who've been killed in action. And I'd also like to extend our prayers for a speedy recovery to the wounded. Yesterday, you heard from Secretary Hookstead and the Chairman of the Joint Chiefs. Today, I'd like to give you an operational update on where we are and provide you with some key facts. By order of the President of the United States and the Secretary of War, our military in the Middle East is undertaking an unprecedented operation to eliminate Iran's ability to threaten Americans, as they've been doing for nearly half a century. Having spent more than 36 years in the military, I could not be prouder of America's sons and daughters in uniform who are answering the call. More than 50,000 troops, 200 fighters, 2 aircraft carriers, and bombers from the United States are participating in this operation, and more capability is on the way. These forces bring a massive amount of firepower, representing the largest buildup by the U.S. in the Middle East in a generation. In the opening hours of Operation Epic Fury, U.S. Central Command forces, together with Israel, delivered overwhelming and unprecedented strikes into Iran. Many of you may remember the shock and awe strikes of 2003. The first 24 hours of this operation were nearly double the scale, and we continue with 24/7 strikes into Iran from seabed to space and cyberspace. Now, we're less than 100 hours into this operation, and we've already struck nearly 2,000 targets with more than 2,000 munitions. We have severely degraded Iran's air defenses and destroyed hundreds of Iran's ballistic missiles.
By the way, this just came out, so we're all watching this for the first time. This is an update from CENTCOM, updating us all about the domination of the American military.
Launchers and drones. And in simple terms, we're focused on shooting all the things that can shoot at us. Our B-2 bombers and B-1 bombers have executed uncontested surgical strikes against multiple missile facilities deep inside Iran. And then just last night, a B-52 bomber force struck ballistic missile and command and control posts. We are also sinking the Iranian Navy, the entire Navy. Thus far, we've destroyed 17 Iranian ships, including the most operational Iranian submarine that now has a hole in its side. For decades, the Iranian regime has harassed international shipping. Today, there's not a single Iranian ship underway in the Arabian Gulf, Strait of Hormuz, or Gulf of Oman, and we will not stop. We will continue to conduct dynamic targeting operations. We're hunting Iran's last remaining mobile ballistic missile launchers to eliminate what I would characterize as their lingering launch capability. Now, in retaliation, the Iranian regime has launched over 500 ballistic missiles and over 2,000 drones. To be clear, Iran is indiscriminately targeting civilians as they launch these missiles and drones. You've seen it on TV. The evidence is crystal clear and overwhelming. Having said this, we are seeing Iran's ability to hit us and our partners is declining, while our combat power, on the other hand, is building. And my overall operational assessment is that we are ahead of our game plan. Along the way, every single branch of our military is achieving unprecedented success. I'll talk about just a few of them. Our naval forces have deployed multiple waves of cruise missiles, obliterating Iranian command and control and air defense capabilities. From 2 aircraft carrier strike groups, we're squeezing Iran from the sea and have them backed into their own ports. U.S. air forces are doing what they do best, executing a high volume of airstrikes right into Iran. Operationally, the 2 most powerful air forces in the world, the U.S. and Israel, are dominating the skies of the world's largest state sponsor of terror. Our U.S. Army soldiers are defending ourselves and our partners, and in a historic first, the U.S. Army fired long-range precision strike missiles called PRISMs in combat, providing an unrivaled deep strike capability. Also, for the first time, U.S. Central Command's drone task force, called Task Force Scorpion Strike, launched countless one-way attack drones, achieving massive effects. I'd like to point out these drones were originally an Iranian design. We took them back to America, made them better, and fired them right back at Iran. I just could not be prouder of our men and women in uniform, leveraging innovation to create dilemmas for the enemy. There is no adversary too determined, no mission too difficult for the great soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, Guardians, and Coast Guardsmen that make up the most powerful military the world has ever seen. Our military objectives are crystal clear, and our people are executing an immensely complex and historic mission with relentless lethality, conviction, and professionalism. And we've just begun. But I have the utmost confidence that we, alongside our partners, will absolutely achieve our military objectives. To all our warriors, Godspeed. Thanks so much.
So that is Admiral Cooper, who is the head of CENTCOM, announcing massive updates with the war as it unfolds. So you are hearing it not from me, who's just a random regular guy. You are hearing it directly from the man in charge in the Middle East, who is announcing that we are dominating the battlefield in a way the world has never seen before. All right, I'm going to pull this down now, and we'll get back to your questions right here. All right, get Flight Radar 24 for $10, Craig Jones. Again, I'm on Flight Tracker 20. I'm on Flight Radar 24 every day. Absolutely love that site. I think if Putin has to release a statement, it will be some sort of word salad about neutrality in this situation. He actually already released a statement. He was saying how there's so many Russians that live in Israel. They have to take that in account, don't want to get involved. That's from Rockafire Fan for $5. We've got $7 here. You're doing good. Thank you. You think it will get worse or go nuclear? My Army family in Italy says they're getting ready, watching from Alberta, Canada. Iran doesn't have a nuke. That's why we're doing this. So they have no ability to fire a nuke at all. And that's why we had to take this opportunity while we could to make sure they never had that ability. And that is what we are doing right now. So it might get worse. It won't. Nukes are not going to need to be used. I think my local scrap, Tony 2A bet for $5. I think my local scrap guy is heading to Iran. Yeah, there's a lot of missile metal on the ground. $5, North Mississippi. Thanks for all the true updates. I pray for our U.S. troops and the innocent Iran citizens. Pray they take their country back. I'm right there with you. We are with the good people of Iran. We are with the people who want to take their freedom back. We are with the Persians who have lived under the Islamic dictatorship for far too long. That is who we are with. We want them to take their country back. We want them to know we are with them, and we are with them. All right, next up, Jeff Manji. This was the inevitable outcome of the IRGC refusing to disarm and continue making threats against the West. This must be stopped. That's right. We gave them every opportunity to knock this off. Every opportunity to knock this off. They decided they wanted to choose a different path. So now the path they've chosen is B-2 stealth bombers coming in. All right, guys, we have so many super chats here. We're going to have to up it. We're going to have to do, I think we're going to have to do 10 or 15 bucks minimum at this point. If you already have one in, I promise I will read it because I just have to institute that rule now. But we're gonna have to up it. So let's do $10 and from this point forward. And then if it's already in, we will get it in. I'm going to make a note to myself about what the last one was so that I don't miss it. I'm making a note right now. I do this all by myself. I don't have a crew. I don't have anyone helping me. It's literally just me. So hold on one second. I want to make sure. Okay. Germany stepping in. What are your thoughts? Good. Good. Every country that steps in, it's good for us. $5. Don't call them Iranian terrorists. Call them Islamic terrorists. They're not Iranian. They're the ones who occupied Iran and the people. You know what? That's a fair criticism. Like I just said, we are with the good people of Iran. We are with the good people of Persia. It is the Islamic dictatorship that is the issue, and it is the Islamic dictatorship that we are handling in brutal force right now. And we will continue to handle them until they surrender and are removed, or until they are completely removed by military force. There will be no other option. So I appreciate you saying that. I will do better to get that right. We got $50. Wow. Thank you for the big super chat. Thoughts on the talk about all this following a biblical prophecy? It's saddening that you and I can't do much about this. Just have to sit back and consume it. You know, I don't want to get into religion here, to be quite honest. I appreciate the super chat. I want to look at this through the lens of what is happening in the war, what is happening in the ground. I know people have a wide range of religious views. I'm religious myself. I don't really talk about it publicly, but I don't know. I don't want to really get into that. I'm not an expert in religion. I could be a much better Christian than what I am. I'm the first person to admit that. I could be a much better Christian, but through the tactical lens, what is happening right now is the United States of America is laying a smackdown of unprecedented levels on the Iranian regime right now. That is what I can promise you. All right, right here. All right, if you guys send me a super chat for $10 and it's just idiotic and it's insulting to America, I'm not putting it on the screen. Don't be dumb. All right, James Egbert. Hey, brother, have you talked about the cluster warheads Iran has started using? I watched a set film and it is wild. Let me see if I can pull up a video of that so people know what you're talking about. Let me make sure I got one here. So this right here, I believe, is the cluster munitions. I just want to make sure I get it right. So right here is allegedly, I got to say that. So I'm going to put this on the screen for you all. So this is the cluster munitions. So what these are essentially, and I want to be clear, that's allegedly what you're watching there, is cluster munitions just break up and indiscriminately bomb everything. Indiscriminately bomb everything. And the sad thing with cluster munitions is that a lot of the ones that hit the ground don't blow up. So then they just sit there. And then some kid or some innocent person walks past it, doesn't know what it is, and gets hit. It's terrible. So, I mean, is anyone surprised that Iran is using them? I'm certainly not. With air superiority, why do we need stealth bombers? Because stealth bombers can pack weapons like the GBU-57, for example, which is a 30,000-pound bunker buster, that other bombers simply cannot. They can also hold more JDAMs. They can hold more 2,000-pounders, 4,000-pounders. Their weapons bay is just really big. The B-52's weapon bay is big too, although it can't handle the 30,000-pounders. So we're not, when we have a tool like that, when you have an asset like that, you're going to use it. And so it's about capacity, and we're not going to take chances. With air superiority or not, it's always best to go with stealth if you can. All right, we got $5 here in South Carolina. Love your channel, man. I listen throughout the day, every day. Samuel Anderson, thank you very much. I appreciate you watching. I really appreciate the super chat. This does cost money to do. YouTube likes to demonetize this stuff, so I got to get, it's nice. I appreciate the support. It means a lot. It helps keeps the lights on, helps upgrade technology, get subscriptions so I get more information to make sure what I'm telling you guys is the most accurate thing. Like I've said before, I'm going to tell you the truth. It's going to cost me maybe everything in terms of being able to make a penny off of YouTube. It just is what it is. There's nothing I can do about it. The child situation will fire up the Gulf states up. Yes. So for those of you who don't know what this is in reference to, if you're joining us late, what we are talking about there is the Iranians bombed and killed a kid in Kuwait. It is a terrible situation. It is a tragic situation, and it happened. So a kid in Kuwait has been killed by the Iranians. And yes, you can guarantee that is not going to be good. That is not going to be good. And hopefully it mobilizes our allies in the region to get up and help us in this fight. And we'll take all the help we can get from anyone who wants to get in the fight with us. All right, we got a $10 super sticker from Omar. Thank you very much. I don't see a large boots on the ground buildup. I have a feeling it's going to be a large coalition force with local allies. Are you feeling similar? Maybe a Marine Expeditionary Unit at first. Keep it up, brother. $10 from Frank Rizzo. Yeah, you're not going to see what happened in Iraq. I think what you could see is the likes of the units that can be mobilized very, very quickly. What units are those? You've got the 82nd Airborne. You've got the one that can do it incredibly well, the Army Rangers. They can go anywhere in the world, I think, in 24 hours. Then you've got what's known as your special mission units, Delta Force, SEAL Team 6. This isn't going to be 20,000 troops rolling in. It's not going to look anything like that. If U.S. troops have to go in, it will likely be special operations for targeted hits or to secure nuke sites. That would be my guess. Now, there's been some reporting that might already be in play at Isfahan. The U.S. might already be looking because they have enriched uranium at Isfahan. And the U.S. might be thinking the only way we can get that for sure is to go in with a Delta Force team or a SEAL Team 6 team and go get that. But we're not sending in the infantry. This guy, Craig Jones, says you're way too happy, but we need to strike them, but don't show this much support. Dude, pick a struggle. Legendary Perry for $5. That's literally the point I made in response. It's some people just need a quick reality check. In what scenario does America lose the war? Will it take more than Iran? There is no scenario. China's not coming to save them. Russia's not coming to save them. Nobody's coming to save them. We've already killed their leader. We have air superiority over the country. This is now about grinding it out with air power and hammering them to the point to where they capitulate. It is, in my opinion, that is as simple as it gets. All right, I'm checking. All right, we got a new news update. I'm going to put this on the screen. Iran has launched more drones at Saudi Arabia. Now, they already hit our embassy there. They already hit a CIA base there. It says, per release from the Saudi Arabian Ministry of Defense, the Saudi armed forces successfully intercepted 9 Iranian drones that entered their airspace. So we are learning this right now, that Iranian drones have entered their airspace and were shot down, 9 of them. So Saudi Arabia is doing their part to keep their people safe, to do what they can do. All right, we got $5. Do you think we are planning, or Israel? Remember, guys, I said if you got your chat in already, I'm going to read it. But going forward, we're going to set the limit at $10. If we get way more, even at that, we might have to go up to 20. But if you got it in before that rule was in place, I promise you I will still read it. Do you think we are planning, or Israel planning, to nuke Iran? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. There is zero need to use nukes. No need whatsoever to use nukes. Not even a little bit of a need. So that absolutely will not happen. All right, we've got the Israeli. I didn't know that was the sign for the Israeli shekel. I apologize when the first guy sent it. I am from Israel. Thanks for USA. I'm going to tell you the same thing I told the last guy from Israel in here. I appreciate the fact that you guys are saying thank you and that you are grateful. That means a lot. That means a lot. And I want to say to the Israelis, your fighter jet pilots, and like I said earlier, all the crews, everyone in the process to get those fighter jets in the air, they are doing their job. We're doing our job. So I appreciate it. It means a lot that you are willing to step up and say thank you and be grateful and be thankful. You have no idea how far that goes with Americans. We are willing to help, but it's important to know that the help in the American lives and the American blood we have spilled is appreciated. So thank you very much. God, $5. God bless all our troops and all the troops putting themselves in harm's way to make sure we all are all free and safe. Absolutely, 100%. I read the names of the 4 members who've died, who've been publicly identified, the 4 Americans. Why did I do that? To keep their memories alive. But let's not just think about them. Let's think about everyone who's in harm's way, the wounded and those who are still healthy and are still taking the fight to the enemy. With all our advanced technology, how could they ever have the ability to hit our military bases? Thanks for keeping us so well informed. It's a numbers game. It is simply a numbers game. You can have the greatest bulletproof vest in the world, and if I fire 100 machine gun rounds at you, eventually one's going to crack through. Same thing with air defense. You can have the best air defense in the world. You fire enough missiles, eventually one is going to get through. I think I can hear my dog getting into trouble outside of this room. Hold on one second. Let me make sure he's okay. Okay, I'm hearing my fiance is in the other room. She is saying the dog is fine. So, all right, I just had to check. All right, here we go. Love you all. USA for $5. Thank you very much. Holy smokes for $10. People need to understand how little of U.S. air is involved in Iran. Roughly 500 U.S. aircraft, all types involved in Iran. Out of nearly 15,000 aircraft in the U.S., China isn't going to do a darn thing. That's exactly right. People don't realize what a tiny fraction of our military forces are even involved in this. This is a pinprick of the air power we can bring to the fight. We have the B-21 stealth bomber that's not even involved in this. The B-21 stealth bomber isn't even involved in this at all. At all. All right, we've got some more footage here. I'm going to put this up on the screen for you as we continue to go through these super chats. Give me 1 second. So this is footage, new footage of the Israelis hitting the ballistic missile launchers. Let's watch it. Absolutely massive explosion. Massive explosion. Look at that fireball. Incredible. Incredible. All right, I'm going to check for more updates here. Hold on. Here we go. Let me see what we got here. Just want to make sure I'm not missing anything. All right, looks like we are. All right, we might have some missile footage here. All right, this is reported missile footage. Put this up on the screen. This is militias allegedly reporting missiles. To be clear, this is unverified footage of this time, but at this time, this is allegedly what that was, of Iraqi militias trying to fire missiles towards U.S. bases. So let's get to some super chats. It says, after the inevitable regime change in Iran, who will be their regional allies? Seems like they could go north to the stands. Thank you as always for your analysis. I think it'll be mostly the Gulf states. I think it'll probably be Qatar, the UAE, Oman. Those are right in their neighborhood. Could even be Iraq for all we know. You're going to be allies with who's right next door. And those are the countries right next door to them. So I would expect it to likely be one of, that group of people, or a group of countries, if you will. Thank you, Eugene, for the $10. All right, we got $20. Awesome job, David. Thank you for your support and information. U.S. Army retired. Thank you very much for your service. Means the world to me. And I know that everyone watching this agrees that it means the world to them as well. So let me make sure we got everything going on here. Do we got a guy? Do we got a guy causing problems in the chat right now? Who's causing problems in the chat? All right, I think I got him. Please, guys, let's keep it appropriate. I believe this meant to say bring pain to terrorists in Iran or terrorists in Iran. We are. For those of you who didn't see, I'm going to put this. I know we got a lot of people that are joining us quickly. So I'm going to put the Tehran video back on the screen. Do me a favor, guys. If you're just joining the video now, you're just getting in here, please make sure you like the video, and please make sure that you are also subscribed to the channel. That is incredibly important. I can't stress that enough. That is the best way to make sure that people see this video and we get the truth out there. So if you're talking about bringing pain to the terrorists, I'm going to put this on the screen. This is literally what is going on in Tehran. I've shown this video before, but for the people just joining, this is what is going on in Tehran right now. You can see massive airstrikes. You can hear them. And this is the other one. So for those of you just joining us, this is what Tehran is like right now. I know we've played these before, but I'm going to show them again just because I know we got a lot of new viewers in here and I don't want anyone to miss anything. So this is Tehran tonight. This is reminiscent of Baghdad in 2003. Getting absolutely lit up. All right. So that is for those of you just joining us. And again, please make sure you hit like on the video. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel. What you just saw on your screen is a live look at Tehran at this very moment. It is getting pounded into oblivion. It is getting rocked at this very moment. So yes, we are hitting them. We're hitting them hard. All right, Becky Tanner, guys, for now we're in the $10 or up range. We cleared everyone who got in before. Becky Tanner, super sticker for $50. Thank you very much. I appreciate every dollar. It helps keeps the lights on, helps make sure we can keep doing what we're doing here, bringing the truth to people. On behalf of all Iranians, thank you, President Trump. Thank you, the American people. God bless USA, Israel, and Iran. God be with the men and women in uniform. Iranian, love USA and all Americans. We owe you a lot. I'll say it again. I've said it before. I'm going to say it again. We are with the good people of Iran. We are with the good people of Persia. We are with the people who have lived under the Islamic dictatorship for generations. The dictator is gone. Your day of liberation has arrived. And what I would tell every freedom-seeking person in Iran, and I know this is a tough ask, and I know lives will be lost doing it. At some point, the U.S. military is going to say, we have cleared the way for you. Time for you to go in. Time for you to take your country back from the grips of the evil tyrants who took it from you. And the people of Iran need to wrestle the grip away from the Islamic regime and never give it back. And it won't be easy. It will not be easy. People will be lost. That's just the fact of the matter. But in the end, future generations will be much better off for it. So we stand with you. We are by your side. And the U.S. military is taking care of business right now. And I know you can all see the smile on my face. I'm going to get a little bit above the mic here. So thank you very much for the super chat. All right, we got Ben Johns for $20. Work at a company that makes ammo casing and copper alloys in the howitzer round. We just got notified to start up more furnace to increase production. Thank you for the updates daily. Well, thank you, Ben, for watching. Thank you for the super chat. We are going to start amping up war level productions because we are going to hit the regime until they get it through their head that we're not playing games. And that means we need to have the ordinances and we need to have the weapons to get that done. So I appreciate what you're doing in a civilian capacity to help. It means a lot and it's important. All right, let me double check to see if there's any updates coming in. All right, we're hearing, hold on here. We're hearing that there might, I don't know if that's in English, so I don't want to play because I don't speak. All right, yes, I'm going to put this on. I talked about this in the video that I released a couple hours ago about the B-52s. I'm going to put this on the screen for you. Give me a second. The Israelis went in and struck a secret compound. So it says nuclear weapons development site struck. The covert Menzidia compound was used by a group of nuclear scientists who operated to develop a key component for nuclear weapons using intelligence. The IDF tracked the activities at this location, removing a key component of Iran's regime's capability to develop nukes. So this right here, which you see on the screen, they found a secret base, a secret nuke base, and blew it up. So that is where it was, in Tehran, and then right there, that is what they blew up, where the secret facility was. Guys, just a reminder, we are putting a limit on the super chats now, $10 or more, just because we have so many. All right, the Bass Singer family, keep it going, David, $10. Thank you very much. I'm doing my best. We're watching it together. We're all in this together. This is not me. This is every bit as much you guys as it is me. I'm doing the best that I can to get this done and make sure. All right, what do we got here? I'm seeing more updates here. Seeing more updates. Just want to make sure what we got here is accurate before we go on the screen. So I'm going to keep monitoring it right here. All right. We got $9.99. We'll count that as good enough. No message even. You know what? This wasn't for $10, but it's a good enough message. I'll make one exception. Poured out a nice old fashioned for the fallen. You know what we're going to do? We're going to put, for those of you who are just joining us, we're going to put this on the screen. And this right here, we're going to put this on the screen. And I did this earlier. I'm going to do it again because some of you might just be joining us and might not have seen what was happening earlier. These are the Americans who lost their lives. And as I said earlier, everyone dies 2 deaths. You die when your body dies, and you die when your name is never said again. We will never be able to repay these men and women for what they did, for laying down their lives for this country. But what we can do is keep their names alive. So what I want everyone to do right now, I'm going to read their names again. And what I want everyone watching to do is either put a American flag in the live chat or put a prayer in the live chat for their souls. There's no better way to say it. And put a prayer in there for their families. So I want to see a lot of American flags. I want to see a lot of prayers. I'm going to read their names right now. And I want everyone to treat this incredibly seriously because make no mistake about it, it absolutely is. The 4 Americans who have been identified killed in action. Captain Cody Cork, 35, Winter Haven, Florida. Sergeant First Class Noah Teachins, 42, Bellevue, Nebraska. Sergeant First Class Nicole Moore, 39, White Bear Lake, Minnesota. Sergeant Declan Cody, 20 years old, West Des Moines, Iowa. Those are their faces. Those are their names. And we will never be able to make this whole for them, their families, their friends, and everyone they left behind. All we can do is keep their names alive. And I want to talk about Declan Cody for a brief moment. 20 years old. 20 years old. His whole, all these people had their lives ahead of them. All these people had the next stage of their life ahead of them. He was 20 years old. And he died for this country. Think about that. What were you guys doing at 20? I know what I was doing at 20. I was a college student. Not a care in the world. No real problems. No stress. Just at the University of Wisconsin, which you can see from the football helmets behind me. He was 20 years old and doing something much more important, much more impressive, much more meaningful. And now he's been killed in action by the Iranian regime. 20 years old. And I know some people would say, oh, he was just a kid. He wasn't a kid. He was an American man. And he was an American man who died for everyone watching this and died for me at the age of 20. Whole life ahead of him. God willing, If this hadn't happened, he would have lived to be 100. Had a bunch of kids, dozens of grandkids, and his life was snatched away from him by the terrorist regime in Tehran. It is brutally sad. It is brutally sad. So we honor them, we remember them, and we will always keep their names alive, which is what we have done here tonight. Sorry, give me a moment. All right, we'll get on to the next thing. I'm not laughing because it's funny or anything like that. It's unbelievably serious. Have there been any reports of the use of MOABs? No, not to my knowledge. There's been no reports of use of MOABs. MOABs, of course, are the mother of all bombs. I've not heard anything to suggest that. I feel like if we had used them, we would know about it. I don't know. I have not heard. I have not heard that, so I can't sit here and report to you that has happened because we have no reporting to indicate that is the case. So I don't know. But as of this time, we have no reporting. Okay. Well, you know what? This is $10. It's a lighthearted question. Maybe it's good to break up the seriousness of this. Maybe it'll give us a lighthearted moment to, just reset, recalibrate, which I think after looking at those photos of those 4 American heroes would probably do us all a little bit of good. So he's asking, we all want to know about the Detroit Lion helmet. So for those of you who watch the show every day, I keep a Detroit Lion helmet right here. I am a huge Detroit Lion fan. The reason why is I was raised in a split household, not divorced. My parents are still very much happily married. Half my family, huge Green Bay Packer fans. The other half of the family, huge Detroit Lions fans, because they came from Michigan. And the joke that my family has always had is that my grandfather just got to me first. My grandfather on my mom's side, who's maybe the biggest Lions fan on the planet, he got to me first as a baby, and thus I was raised as a Lions fan. I love the Lions. It's nice to see them finally winning. That's the story behind it. I grew up in Wisconsin. I love the Lions. I love the Badgers. Went to the University of Wisconsin, and that's it. It's really that simple. All right, what do we got here? It takes a long time to mobilize the regular army. If we were going to send any ground troops, the army would have been deployed before the war started. $10 from Mad Cabal. Yes, correct. That is exactly correct. And that's why if we send in troops, you're going to see the rapid reaction forces like the Army Rangers, like the 82nd Airborne, like Delta Force, like SEAL Team 6. That is what they do. That is what they exist to do. Now, they do different things. They do different caliber of things. They do different mission sets, but those are the units I think you would see go in. All right, remember, guys, we're doing $10 or up on the super chats because we have so many. So just keep that in mind. Retired counterterrorism, law enforcement, former air defense sergeant in the U.S. Army. I watch all your updates throughout the day, every day. Love your work. Keep it up, brother. I think that is it. I can see the American flag. Is that the Cuban flag with it? Is that the Cuban flag? Well, thank you very much for the $20. I appreciate it. It all goes towards making the show better, making sure we have access to the best information, improving the set, improving the lighting. So thank you very much. Thank you for your service, not just as an air defense sergeant in the Army, but also as a counterterrorism law enforcement officer. I'm sure your former coworkers in both of those things are fairly busy right now. I have no doubt about that at all. Oh, Puerto Rico flag. It's a Puerto Rico flag. I apologize. So Puerto Rico. I've only been to Puerto Rico once. I had a great time. We were there for like 4 days on a business trip. It was a blast. Absolutely loved it. So I hope everyone in Puerto Rico is doing well. All right, we got 10 gifted memberships are out there as well. Guys, I don't have the link in the bio because I can't do it now. But if you want to join the membership, please do. It's, again, every dollar helps. It helps make the show better. Make sure the information I'm giving you is the best possible, which is the number one goal here. Thank you for the soldiers we lost. Truly, thank you to the soldiers we lost. Truly, thank you. You know what? Cheers to every single one of them. Cheers to their family. Like I said, it's not a debt we could ever dream of repaying. All we can do is keep their memories alive. So everyone, raise a glass if you can, and cheers to all 4 American heroes. The best of us. They are the best of us. IRGC indefinite raw ground compost. All right, I don't need to get dinged on YouTube by what they would call glorifying this. Not trying to do that. YouTube wouldn't like that very much, but I appreciate the joke and I appreciate the $10 from Tony 2A Bet. The IRGC is getting pounded into oblivion, and it's been a long time coming, and hopefully we keep it up. All right, we got some cool footage here. I don't know if you guys saw this yet. I'm going to put this up on the screen for you now. This is a British fighter jet. This is a British fighter jet smoking an Iranian drone. The Brits have entered the war, not to the degree. You know, in fact, I'm going to get that lined up next. Let me see if I can find that video, because Trump went off on the Brits earlier today. And, oh yeah, I've got it ready to go. The Brits have entered the war. So first we're going to watch this. Then we're going to watch Trump's comments, because the Brits have entered the war, but not to the degree we would like them to. So this right here is a British fighter jet smoking an Iranian drone. So right there, absolutely vaporized, absolutely crushed, just lit up. I love to see it. Now, you might be asking, what does Trump think about the British contribution so far? Well, let's see what he had to say.
And so has UK. Now, the second one is shocking, but this is not the age of Churchill. I will say the UK has been very, very uncooperative with that stupid island that they have.
By the way, he's talking about Diego Garcia, where we want to launch bombers from. That's the island in the Indian Ocean. Trump is not happy that the Brits don't want to let us use it. So let's watch his comments.
That they gave away and took a 100-year lease, having to do with perhaps indigenous people claiming the island that never even saw the island before. What's that all about? And they ruin relationships. It's a shame. It's and that country, UK, and I love that country. I love it. My mother was born there. I love it. My mother was born there. My father was born. Like, he knows all about my father. My father was born there. So, you know, very places that you sort of automatically very, very feel warmly about. But the UK, what they're doing with energy and what they're doing with immigration is horrible. You have the North Sea. Somebody said.
So right there, Trump very angry with how the Brits in the UK have failed to get in the fight to the degree he wanted them to. And I got to be honest with you, after everything we've done for the Brits, I got to be honest with you, it would have been nice. It would have been nice to see the Brits do. Hold on. We've got major news. This is unrelated to Iran. Hold on, everyone. We've got major news. Holy cow. I hate to deviate real quick. We just hit a cartel on land. Hold on. Holy cow. I'm going to put this on the screen for you. This is not related to Iran. This literally is happening in real time. The United States military special operations has conducted an on-land raid against the narco terrorists. I can't not bring this up. This is not related to Iran. This is happening in real time. The U.S. military announcing on March 3rd, Ecuadorian and U.S. military forces launched operations against designated terrorist organizations in Ecuador. DTOs are what they deem the drug cartels. The operations are a powerful example of partners in Latin America and the Caribbean to combat the scourge of narco-terrorism. Together, we are taking decisive action to confront narco-terrorists who have long inflicted terror, violence, and corruption on citizens throughout the hemisphere. Southcom commanders saying we commend the men and women of the Ecuadorian armed forces for their unwavering commitment to this fight, demonstrating courage and resolve through continued action against narco-terrorists in the country. Wow. Okay, hold on. This is literally coming in as we are doing this. We have hit a drug cartel and a full-on military operation in Ecuador. The U.S. government releasing footage right here. There we go. Choppers on the ground. You can see the troops moving. Getting in a helicopter. Wow. Okay. I did not expect that to happen whatsoever. So you just saw that. So while we're talking about Iran, we learned that the United States of America has conducted an on-land strike with it looked like troops on the ground. Unreal. And literally on the back of that. Now I'm going to do this super chat here. Remember, we're $10 or up for the super chats to get them read because you guys are slamming me. I'm going to do this super chat. We have comments coming in right that I'm going to show you right after this from Speaker of the House. We got, okay, yeah. So let's do this super chat. Then Mike Johnson, Speaker of the House, has some comments. The super chat for $22 from Harley. Thank you very much for the super chat. Great job, USA. Jesus is Lord. Amen to that. Absolutely, 100%. Like I said, guys, I'm not special. I'm not different from anyone else. I just like bringing you guys the news. So I appreciate the fact you guys sit here with me. You're spending your Tuesday night with me. You could be doing a million different things, but I know you guys are proud, patriotic Americans. I know you care about what's going on out there. So we're in this together. We're doing this together. And now I'm going to put these comments on the screen. And while I'm playing them, I'm going to pop out real quick. Hold on. Hold on. I messed that up. Hold on. I forgot to put it on the screen. All right. This is Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, discussing the war with Iran and what the goal is. Let's watch it right now.
They made clear, and they've been very consistent from the beginning, that the objective, the mission here, the rationale for it is very clear and very simple. You've heard it articulated over and over and over from the President of the United States, from the Secretary of State, from the Secretary of War, myself, and many others who have said this over and over. I'm not sure why there are lingering questions about this. This is really a very simple matter. It's about the building of ballistic missiles. That's what Iran was engaged in. And they were doing it at a speed and at a scale that was exceeding the ability of our regional allies to respond appropriately. This created an imminent and serious threat. It also gave them cover to continue with their nuclear ambitions. As you know, we tried very hard to negotiate with them about that nuclear enrichment of uranium. We tried to talk with them about their continuing to fund their proxies, all the terrorist organizations that have wreaked havoc and killed Americans and American citizens. And the buildup of their missiles was so important and so serious that the President of the United States, this president, thought that it was a great enough threat that we needed to act. We had a narrow and unique opportunity, a window of opportunity to act. And if that window had passed, it would have been much more difficult for us to achieve the mission. The mission is very simple. It's twofold. We take out their ability to launch ballistic missiles and to produce ballistic missiles, and we downgrade their Navy. That's it. That's what we're doing. It's short in scope. It does not violate the law in any way. It was explained here very well.
So that right there is the Speaker of the House, Speaker Johnson, explaining what the war is about, why we are doing it, what the goal is, and saying that, hey, we're going to just annihilate their military. We are going to destroy their Navy. We are going to make sure that they can never be a threat ever again to the United States of America. And that is what we are doing. Make no mistakes. Make no mistake about it, folks. That is 100% what the United States is doing. It is what we will continue to do. And okay, I'm going to throw this up on the screen next. Give me a second. Give me 1 second. So this right here is Steve Witkoff, who is the chief negotiator, talking about how Iran's negotiators straight up said we can make 11 nukes right now if we want to. Let's put that on the screen. And by the way, before I hit play on this, when you're negotiating with someone and they say we're just going to make 11 nukes if you don't do what we want, your hands are tied. You don't have a choice. You got to do something.
I forgot this small little detail. In that first meeting, both the Iranian negotiators said to us directly, with no shame, that they controlled 460 kilograms of 60%, and they're aware that that could make 11 nuclear bombs, and that was the beginning of their negotiating stance. So they were proud of it. They were proud that they had.
So right there, Witkoff announcing that the Iranian negotiators straight up said, hey, we're just going to make 11 nukes if we want to, and there's nothing you can do about it. And people wonder why this had to happen. Do you want these terrorist thugs in the Islamic regime, not the patriotic Iranian people? That's not who I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the good people of Iran. I'm talking about the Islamic dictatorship that just killed over 30,000 of their own people, that have funded terrorist groups all over the region. You want them to have nukes? You want them to have 11 nukes? I definitely don't. I don't want them to have one. I don't want them to have one ballistic missile. So when they came into negotiations and said, we're just going to build nukes if we want, and there's nothing you can do about it, well, turns out there is something we can do about it, and it's called going to war and obliterating you, and that's exactly what we have done. All right, we've got $10 from Jesus is My Grace. Keep being honest, truthful, and the awesome person you are. Thank you for what you do every day. Well, thank you very much for watching. I do my absolute best. Like I've said, I've gotten things wrong before. I'm always quick to admit when I got something wrong. I've gotten it wrong before. I'm sure I will get things wrong in the future. I will tell you when I got it wrong, but I've also gotten quite a bit right. So I try my best to just tell the truth. And I appreciate every single one of you that is here with me day in and day out watching. You have no idea how important that is to me. It means the world to me. And I love the fact you guys are here. You guys are the best audience on YouTube. I'm grateful for every single one of you. All right, we got more super chats coming in. Remember, we're at the $10 above level. Keep up the good work. Same thing, same comment I just said. I will keep up the good work. You guys keep tuning in. You guys let me know what you think. Get active in the comments. We got $20. David, thank you for all you've done and will do to support America. Godspeed to you and yours. Thank you very much. And I'll tell you this, and I sometimes get emotional talking about this, but it's true. I love this country. I love this country at a level that is hard. Let's get some American flags in the live chat right now. I love this country more than I could ever put into words. And it has very little to do with me, but I'm going to tell you two things that explain why I love this country so much. Number one, multiple family members of mine have died fighting for this country. They put on the uniform, they went to war, and they never made it home. My great uncle's war medals, killed in Korea. fought in World War II, got shot down in World War II, highly decorated, 2 Distinguished Flying Crosses, both from World War II. His medals are sitting off screen right now in a safe. And I keep them there. And every once in a while, and every Memorial Day, I pull them out and look at them. I had 2 other family members killed in the Pacific Theater. So that's reason number 1. My family has shed blood for this country. Here's reason number 2. My grandfather, one of the greatest humans who ever lived, was born into poverty the average person could not imagine almost 100 years ago at this point. And he grabbed himself by his bootstraps, picked himself up. He had an 8th grade education. An 8th grade education. And by the time he died, he had turned his entire fortunes around, married, bunch of kids, tons of grandkids. All of his kids went on to do well in life. Not all of my family members are still among us. I've lost several of them. In what other country could a man be born into the most extreme form of poverty and die a man who had done the things he had done? And the answer is none. So I'm not going to sit here. I'm not going to listen to anti-America BS. I'm not going to listen to people trash this country. I'm not going to listen to people trash our military. I'm not going to do it because my family's blood and lives have been spilled for this country. My family's existence couldn't happen in a different country. So I'm not saying we're perfect. I'm not saying there's not things the U.S. couldn't be better at. But what I'm saying is you will find me dead before you find me trashing America. And it's just that simple. And if that offends you, go watch somebody else on YouTube because I'm not changing. It's never going to happen. I will never get on this camera and trash this country. I might disagree with things politically, depending on who the president is, depending on what's going on. But I love the country no matter what, because the country is more important than politics. And our dead service members are more important than politics. This is the greatest country in the world. It is the strongest country in the world. And every one of us should be unbelievably grateful to be Americans. And I know there's a lot of foreigners watching this, and I don't mean that in a disrespectful way to you. I love every one of our foreign audience members. But to my American viewers, you should be unbelievably grateful. Your worst day is still a better day than most people in other spots of the world. And I hope we all understand that. So you know what? We did 1 cheers already for the 4 fallen. I want to see a lot of American flags. We're going to do a cheer right now for the USA. And for anyone watching this whose family members never made it home, or for anyone watching this whose family members were born into really bad situations, tough situations, and made it out on top, this one's for you. All right. Let's get into some more super chats here. All right. We got a $50 super sticker. Thank you very much. Didn't even have a message with it. I totally appreciate that. All right. Here we go. Remember, guys, it's $10 or up. I'm watching the channel more and more. Thank you for your honesty. I appreciate you watching, doing my best, working my ass off, trying to make sure you guys have the information you guys need in order to make the decisions you need to make. What part of Wisconsin are you from? I want to be careful here. I don't need some crazy jihadi or pissed off IRGC member to send a drone through my window. I am from, to keep it broad, I am from the general central area of the state. I will say I went to school at the University of Wisconsin-Madison, Love my time there, but I don't want to get, I'm from central Wisconsin. I don't want to get too more specific than that because I don't know who's watching this, and I don't need some crazy person like with what happened in Austin, Texas, to think it would be a good idea to do something insanely stupid. But thank you. If you're a fellow, I see your name's Wisconsin Cheese Curb. So I love my people from Wisconsin. You guys are the best. Wow, $100. Brutally USA. Thank you very much. You have no idea how far that will go. You have no idea how important that is. I'm trying to grind this out, trying to give you guys the information you want. That means the world for me. Thank you very much. 101st Airborne. I watch your videos daily, brother, and appreciate each one. Thank you. Speaking of the 101st Airborne, and I'm speaking to the preaching to the choir with this one, is a guy, I was never in the 101st Airborne, but is a guy sending it. We got Easy Company right here. Band of Brothers. Favorite entertainment movie series, true story. Stephen Ambrose from Whitewater, Wisconsin. 101st Airborne. Screaming Eagles. If those guys don't make you damn proud to be an American, I don't know what will. Thank you very much. That is awesome that a guy from the 101st Airborne is in here watching. That is so unbelievably cool. All right, I'm going to go. Let's check for new updates. Let's see what we got here. All right, we do. All right, here we go. We've got more updates. Stay with me. So this is coming from the Wall Street Journal saying on Saturday. So this is essentially saying how the war started. It said on Saturday, Khomeini invited senior Iranian. Now we knew they were in a meeting. It said invited senior Iranian leaders and his entire family to an above ground meeting in his residence. A rare moment, Israeli officials believed, presented an opportunity that might not come again. So the Wall Street Journal is reporting the reason that we struck when we struck is because we believed that there would not be a second opportunity to get everyone in one spot. And that is exactly what happened. And I got to hold on. I got something coming in here. I want to make a note of it. Give me 1 second. Stay with me. Information is coming in fast. So I just have to make a note of this. Give me 1 second. Doing the best I can here. So that is what they're reporting. We did not feel there would be the opportunity for a second for that to happen again. So that is why they went when they went, according to that report. All right, we've got another one here. Greg Ebersol, thank you from a retired vet for $10. Thank you for your service. I appreciate your service. It was a hell of a lot more important than anything I'm doing here. So thank you very much. And I appreciate the $10. I appreciate all of you watching. You guys are what make this fun. You guys are what make this worth doing, to be quite honest with you. If it was just me here alone, I wouldn't. All right, hold on. Major news. Israel is taking strikes right now. Hold on. I'm going to put this up on the screen. Hezbollah in Lebanon has launched a massive attack onto northern Israel at this time. Massive strikes. Rockets are in the air. We have rockets flying. So there we go. They're firing towards northern Israel. This is getting ugly. So they're unleashing as we go. Oh, here we go. Hold on 1 second. Do y'all know who Colonel McGregor is? Do y'all know who Colonel McGregor is? Keep your super chats coming. I'll get to them in a second. We're doing $10 or up. Colonel McGregor, I'm going to put this on the screen. Colonel McGregor is a former tank commander, and he says the most ridiculous things ever. He just said the other day that Iran's fighter jets wiped out one of our bases or something. Literally never happened whatsoever. But apparently now he's on TV on OAN spitting more nonsense. Let's go ahead and watch
Well,
this.
China and Russia are sitting on the sidelines monitoring everything. They're in close touch with the government. They're providing satellite intelligence, which accounts for some of the tremendous successes, particularly in Israel and on our U.S. bases. All of our bases have been destroyed.
I'm sorry, what? Did he just say all of our bases have been destroyed? That's absolutely not true. That is absolutely not true. This guy is a complete and total clown.
Installations are destroyed. We're actually having to fall back on India and Indian ports, which are less than ideal. That's what the Navy says. And I think Iran.
Hold on, I got to interrupt this. We have missile launches underway. 3 minutes ago, missile launches from Iran have been detected. Ballistic missiles are in the air. I repeat, ballistic missiles are in the air, headed towards Israel. We have ballistic missiles in the air, headed towards Israel. They will arrive in roughly 10 to 12 minutes. We're going to stay here and monitor it. Hold on. We are now hearing that missiles are in the air. All right. They should be arriving in about 10 to 12 minutes. We will see what happens. Some of you in the comments are asking to see the dog. You want a little bit of lightheartedness. If you want to see the dog, let me know in the comments and I'll see if he wants to come in here. But right now, hold on. People are saying turn on the live cam in Israel. Where can I find that? Is there a Tel Aviv live feed? If you guys want me to do a guest appearance of the dog, let me know in the comments. Now, he hates coming. I'm on an elevated platform. He's a very small dog. Hold on. I'm trying to find a live feed of Tel Aviv. Hold on. I've got the feed up. We are about 10 to 12 minutes away from when the missiles will be arriving. All right, we got another $10 super chat. Remember, we're doing 10 and above. We are a family. Question, what do you think Reza Pahlavi will forward his signing of the Sirius Accords to extend the Abraham Accords? What are your thoughts? Well, he's going to have to return to power first. Let's not put the cart in front of the horse. We don't know if that's going to happen yet. So I don't know what he will or won't do, but it's unclear if he's going to be the one returning to power. So I've got the live feed up of Tel Aviv. We are probably about 10 to 12 minutes away from missile impact. We are going to stay here and we are going to watch it to see if there is missile impact. All right. So I don't know. I don't know the answer to this because I don't want to get ahead of what's going on. I see comments saying there's intercepts underway, but I'm looking at the Tel Aviv skyline in live feed, and I don't see anything. There's nothing on the Tel Aviv skyline yet. So either they're targeted elsewhere or that's just not accurate. All right, here we go. Grandfather was in the Navy, father in the Army, cousin shot down in a helo in Vietnam, and my two sons are Marine camp. Hell yeah. Not hell yeah to your cousin getting shot down, but hell yeah to your family's sacrifice and your dedication in this country. That is what we like to see, that you are a great American, Tony, to a bet. You be proud of your two sons as well and pray for their safety as this war continues. All right, Jonathan Straczynski, $20. Go Pack, go. Boo Bears. I hate the Packers. And I really kind of hate the Bears too, if I'm being honest with you. I love the Lions. I'm a Lions guy. I hate them both. All right. They should bring back the SR-71 Blackbird, that most awesome plane ever made. Soviets never shot it down too fast. I like that. All right. So you guys want to see that? So yeah, I don't think we need the SR-71. We've got some insane stuff now. All right, if you guys want to see the dog, I'll go get him real quick. But he can only be on camera for probably 3 seconds. You crush, forever remember the Iron Brigade from the North Civil War. Also, Iran needs Culvers, not whack Arnold's. I don't even know what that. I like Dave Chappelle's comedy. I don't know what that is. Culvers is the greatest burger joint in the history of the world. If you haven't had Culvers before, you guys are missing out. All right, it seems like everyone wants to see the dog. I'll go grab him real quick. We'll do a light moment of levity before wherever these missiles are going to land. If they do land, if the U.S. doesn't shoot them down first. I'm looking at the Tel Aviv skyline. Nothing yet. Nothing yet over Tel Aviv. So give me 1 second. All right. People want to see the dog. We're going to see the dog. I'm going to go grab him quick. Keep in mind, this is going to have to go quick. He gets a little antsy. He's not ready for prime time yet, but we call him Dusty the dog. To do my Trump impersonation, it's Dusty the dog. He's a total winner. We love him. He's a great dog. All right. Hang on 1 second. Hold on. I just saw that comment. Anyone, hold on 1 second. You come in here. Hold on. Are we good? I just had to nuke someone from orbit. Are we good? Let me know in the comments if we're still good. It looked like it froze for a second. Everyone, let me know in the comments if we're good. Can you guys see me? Can you hear me? All right, I'm good. For whatever reason, when I ban that guy, guys, friendly disagreement, polite disagreement, even if you guys want to argue intensely, that's fine. I love that. You start dropping racist comments, you're gone. You're gone forever, and you're not coming back. Do not do that in my comment section. Do not come in here and put racist remarks in my comment section. I will ban you in a heartbeat, and I will not lose 1 second of sleep over it. All right, hold on. I'm still watching the Tel Aviv. I'll go get the dog real quick. Give me 10 seconds, and I'll be right back. All right, we're coming in. Here we go. Dusty, can you say hello to everyone? Dusty, you want to say hello? Hey, this is Dusty the dog. Do you want a treat? Do you want a treat? Oh, now he wants a treat. Now he's going to take off running. So anyways, yeah, can you hear him run into a treat? Fortunately, my fiance's out there. Probably shouldn't have said that. Maybe he would have hung out for a little bit longer. But I can literally hear him now getting a treat outside the room. Someone shrunk the Doberman. I just saw that comment. Very funny. Thank you. My fiance is looking at me like, what are you doing right now? All right. I got the Tel Aviv skyline up. I don't see any missiles coming in. I don't see any missiles yet. So we're going to hang tight here for just a moment. Get your super chats in while you can. Did y'all like Dusty the dog? I shouldn't have told him he was getting a treat. He took off way too fast. Yeah, Dusty left in a cloud of dust. As soon as I said his favorite word, he was gone. All right, I'm seeing. Let me know, everyone in the comments. Let me know, is the video working? Is the audio working? So I'm going to put the live screen of Tel Aviv up on the screen for you. Hold on. I don't know why the chat's on the screen. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Whoops. All right. I'm going to put this up on the screen for you. All right. So everyone's saying video and audio is good. Okay, cool. All right. So this is the skyline in Tel Aviv. I don't see right now, we don't have any missiles coming in. So we're probably about 10 minutes away, 8 minutes away from impact. I don't know, but right now, nothing has come in. We got Jesus is my grace 7, $20. Such a good boy. Dusty gets $20. Should I tell my fiance right now the dog gets $20 worth of toys or treats? He doesn't love the camera. And I have to pick up, the thing is, if you could see the layout, I have to pick him up and then hold him up. He's a tiny little boy. But you know what? I'll tell you what, he's a fighter. I was walking him one night. A pit bull decided it wanted some trouble. That dog weighs 12 pounds and he was willing to get in a fight with a pit bull. So what he lacks in size, he makes up for in spirit. So that's Dusty the dog. So yes, he gets $20. I'll get him something nice. I'm not seeing anything in the Tel Aviv skyline whatsoever at all. So I don't know if these missiles have already been shot down or what is going on, but we're going to stay here and monitor this situation. While we're doing that, we're going to look for the latest updates as they are coming in. Hold on. Stay with me. You know what? We're late in the night. We'll lower the super chat. We'll lower the super chat to $5. I think that's fair. You guys have been here for 2.5 hours. We're crushing it right now. So we'll lower it to $5. A lot of people in the comments saying not about the size of the dog, size of the fight in the dog. So they're saying rocket alert ended. Okay, so are they now saying that they got shot down? I'm confused because they just said an alert that missiles were. I don't know what's going on now. So maybe they've been intercepted. I honestly don't know because looking at Tel Aviv, there ain't a thing over the sky at Tel Aviv, as you can see on your screen. So we're going to pull the Tel Aviv skyline down for now. We had another super chat, $50. Thank you very much. First time caller, long time watcher. Jameson Scott Pryor, keep up the work, brother. Thank you very much for the big super chat. I will keep up the work. I'm doing, like I always say, doing the best I can, trying the best I can to make sure we don't just get this done, but we get it done correctly. So thank you very much for the super chat. So maybe the missiles weren't headed to Tel Aviv. I don't know. I do not know, but it looks like things are kind of dying down at the moment and feels like is the sun. What's the current time in Tehran? 6:11 a.m. So it's about to be morning there. Hold on. We might have an update here. So there, Fox News, I'm not going to put this on the screen. I will just read it to you. Fox News reporting that at least 6, let me make sure I got this right. That at least 600, wait, what? No, that's not right. That's complete nonsense. I'm not reading that on air. That can't be right. All right, I'm checking the skyline again. There is nothing inbound. Can anyone let me know in the comments if they're saying anything about whether or not the missile alert is over? If anyone can see, because I'm seeing they launched them 14 minutes ago. They should have already arrived, but the Tel Aviv skyline is completely empty. So I don't know. Very interesting. All right, we'll do, while we watch this, you guys can hit me with some rapid questions. We'll do a rapid question round. I think we'll probably punch out at about 3 hours. I think that will be enough time. Now, if the missiles come in, I will stay here with you all. All right, we got a super chat here for $20. The Hookstead. Oh, man. Hold on. I'm going to take a screenshot of that. I'm going to send it to my fiance in the other room and her best friend. We got a couple group chats. No big deal. And I can't wait for the responses to this. All right, so people are saying that they were intercepted or Qatar blocked them. They were neutralized. All right, so they are saying now that the missiles Iran launched didn't even get close to Israel. Is that how bad down Iran is in this war? That now we're 4 days into the war. We're 4 days into the war, and now they just tried to launch missiles at Israel, and they didn't even get close. Hold on. I'm getting news. I can't read this news live on air yet. Hold on. Hold on. All right. I can't read. Sorry, guys. There is rapidly developing information, but I got to be careful here. This is very sensitive. I apologize. All right. We're just going to move on. So Tel Aviv is clear. All right. So Tel Aviv is clear. It looks like they are not coming. It looks like the missiles have failed. All right. So you know what? We're going to do another 22 minutes here. We're going to go to 3 hours. Let's just open it up. To whatever you guys want. We're going to monitor the situation. I've got it on a screen here. If there's any developments, I will, of course, obviously, absolutely put it on the screen for you all. But all right, let's just open it up to whatever you guys want to talk about the war, or whatever you guys want to talk about in this sense. You guys, by the way, let me take a moment to just say thank you to all of you. You guys have been amazing. You are the best audience on YouTube. You come in here every day and just crush it. So from the bottom of my heart, I could not do this without you. Thank you very much. You guys are absolutely amazing, and you make this so much fun and so exciting for me. Hold on. Now they're saying hold on. Is the missile alert back on in Tel Aviv? Hold on. Now we're hearing. Hold on. I hate to say hold on so much. But now they're saying it could be back on. I don't see anything yet. Are you guys seeing that Tel Aviv is under fire? Let me know in the comments below. I'm not seeing anything on the camera about Tel Aviv. What are you guys seeing? Also, by the way, how cool is it that we sunk that submarine? Iran talked nonstop trash about this submarine. And then we just went out there and said, goodbye, and just sunk it immediately. I'm doing my dog voice. Like when I'm talking to Dusty and I'm leaving to go watch like college football, be like, goodbye. They thought this submarine was going to sink a U.S. aircraft carrier. Didn't happen at all. If this is, hold on, let's get back to Tel Aviv real quickly. If they actually unleashed a barrage of missiles at Tel Aviv and none even got close, this war is over. This war is over. If they don't have the ability to hit Israel anymore, the war is over. And I'm not saying that lightly. I'm looking at the screen, trying to get updates as they are coming in. But if they've already lost their ability to hit Israel, this is done. If that is truly the case. Yeah, so it looks like they tried and couldn't do it. Someone is asking about the Iranian aircraft carrier, or drone carrier, I should say. Yeah, we sunk it. It's sunk. It's gone. For those of you who don't know about that, maybe the funniest thing of this whole war. So Iran sent its drone carrier, the Shahid Bagheri, I believe is how it's pronounced. This was the Iranian carrier. And they really thought that this was going to fight the whole U.S. Navy. The U.S. military yesterday announced it was already sunk, and it was actually sunk in the first couple hours of the war on Saturday. It's a clown show over there. These guys think they're so tough. They think they're so strong. And when push comes to shove, they get crushed. You love to see it. So yes, someone's asking about the drone carrier. We have sunk it. It is gone forever. All right, keep sending what you guys got. Get active in the comments. Get active in the live chat. We're closing in on 3 hours here. All right, we got one right here. So Philip Isabel says, thanks for the coverage. Watching from 4 locations, no missiles. Guys, this is day 4. And they already tried to launch on Israel and couldn't do it on day 4. Are you kidding me? 96 hours into the war and they already can't hit Israel? If they actually launched and they all got shot down before even getting close. This is huge news. If that is what happened. If that is what happened, this is over. It's over. We won. Well, we're going to win anyways, but you guys get my point. Unbelievable. I'm trying to get more updates here as they're coming in. It seems like pretty much for the night, it's done. If they tried to launch this strike to close out what would be their night going into the morning, because it's now like the local time in Tehran is 6:22 a.m. So they're not probably going to try to launch during the day. Their time. Crazy. So it really could be all over. If they can no longer launch ballistic missiles, the war lasted a total, the combat phase of the war lasted a total of 4 days. Unreal. Unbelievable. Yeah, I see a lot of people in the comments talking about how they talked a big game. Didn't work out too well for them in the end. People are asking me to show the drone carrier sinking. They haven't released footage of it yet. Haven't released footage of it yet. All right, we're gonna go until the 3-hour mark. Heard any news on the Iron Beam the Israelis were deploying? I just saw a quick video and I saw Mike Huckabee, who's the ambassador to Israel, say that's what it was. I obviously don't have any details past that. I don't know past that. Obviously, it seems like if that is what it is, pretty crazy technology, pretty wild technology. Seemed like it worked, but I don't know if that's what that was, because I saw other people saying, oh no, that's not what it was. I don't know. Mike Huckabee says that's what it was. Other reports say that is it. I don't know. I know they have laser technology. The United States has laser technology. Other countries do as well. I don't know if those videos, which I'm sure you saw, are, what it was. I don't have an answer for you, but I appreciate the $5. $20 from the soldier. After this conflict is over, Russia will have no more cheap drones to use in Ukraine. China will not have cheap oil. The BRIC nations will be put in their place. Also, how can they close Hormuz without a navy? I love this comment. This comment from the soldier for $20 is literally laying out perfectly, better than I could, everything that has happened here. Russia needs Iranian drones. Those are gone forever. China needs cheap Iranian oil. That's gone forever. They threaten to close the Strait of Hormuz. Your Navy's gone. You got nothing. You're done. You're cooked. You talk shit to the United States and your teeth got kicked in. This is the equivalent of an 8th grade football team telling the Super Bowl champions, let's get on the field and see who can win. We got air superiority in the first roughly 24 hours of the conflict. Unbelievable. All the way around. All the way around. I'm still watching the Tel Aviv skyline. Nothing. There's absolutely nothing. Looks like it was complete. I mean, if they fired that and didn't even get one in, this war is over before they even knew what hit them. Unbelievable. All right, retired Army, 20 years. David, you are a blessing to all serving the military. We appreciate how you treat the military. God bless. Thank you very much. You know what? Thank you very much. But more importantly, thank you for your service. Thank you for doing your job in signing on the dotted line to defend this country. The best of America. The best of America are the people willing to die for this country. And you know what? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put this on the screen. So we talk a lot here about keeping memories alive. I'm going to put this on the screen for y'all. I got to take a picture of it first. Let me get this on the screen for you. One more second. Got to get downloaded and in. All right. What you see here on your screen are my family members who died fighting for this country. These three men, and I'm going to tell you their names and their awards. And while I'm doing that, I want you to raise a toast. And I want you guys to flood the live chat with American flags, beer can emojis, the beer mug emojis, the eagle emoji, whatever you feel is most patriotic in this moment. That's what I want to see from you in the chat. The men in this photo, Henry Luther. I'm going to go left to right. Henry Luther, KIA, World War II in the Pacific, Silver Star. Guy in the middle, his brother, John Luther, KIA, World War II, Bronze Star. Guy on the right, Connie Guilfoyle, KIA in Korea, fought in World War II on a bomber crew, was a navigator in World War II, pilot in Korea, multiple distinguished flying crosses, multiple air medals, shot down on a bombing run over North Korea, never seen again. These three men were just regular Americans, just like you, just like me. All three of them, when the world cried out for help, put on their uniforms and went and gave their lives for this country. And like I've said many times tonight when talking about those who didn't make it home, you die twice. You die when your body dies, and you go to the afterlife. You cross into the other side. And I'm not here to tell you what you should believe religiously. I believe in heaven. I'm a Christian. I believe in the eternal glory of heaven. But these three men, Henry, John, Connie, they went to war for this country. And they never came home. And I'll tell you a little bit about Connie. Connie didn't have to go to Korea. Connie had seen enough war. Connie died younger than I am right now and fought in 2 wars. But when Korea kicked off, they needed bomber crews. And he refused to let Americans get in those bombers, knowing he had the experience to help save lives, knowing he had the experience to get the mission done. And he went back and got killed. He could have stayed at home. He could have stayed in Illinois. He was a lawyer at that point in time. And instead, he left a life of comfort after surviving World War II, where he had 2 distinguished flying crosses from the bombing runs they did. Remember, being in a bomber crew in World War II in Europe was borderline. Well, I got to be careful with my words so YouTube doesn't take the video down. Was almost a guaranteed way to either get killed or seriously injured. And his plane was shot down. Now, they were able to crash land in Yugoslavia, and they were able to get back. He went back to Korea and got killed. And I'm going to show you his medals right now. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. I'm going to put this on the screen for you. So what you are looking at, what I'm about to put on the screen, are Connie's medals. And what you see here, we'll go left to right. The left is the Distinguished Flying Cross. Got his oak leaf cluster right there. On the top, you see those 3 bars on the side. That's the oak leaf cluster. Next, you've got the air medal. And he has 3 oak leaf clusters for that one. And then you have the campaign medal with the oak leaf clusters, 3 of them. And then you've got the, I believe the furthest to the right is the Korean War medal where he was ultimately killed. He has more medals. A different family member of mine has those. So we split his medals a while ago. And these are the medals that I keep with me. And I want to do a shadow box with them to put them all in there. And then a different family member of mine has his other medals. But that is Connie Guilfoyle. I appreciate you guys allowing me to talk with you about that. It's serious. Very serious. All right, we've got some more super chats. $5. What if they didn't bluff and can make a nuke and smuggle it into America? If they do that, if they fire a nuke in America, we'll fire one right back at them. That's how that's going to go. And I don't say that to be funny. I don't say that to be lighthearted. But they do that, they're not going to know what hit them. Right. Quick Trip is going to run Tehran. For those of you, Quick Trip, famous gas station in the Midwest, huge in Wisconsin. Huge in Wisconsin. All right, we got $50 from Tyler Durden Actual. Trust in God, our Father in heaven. All glory, praise, and thanks to him. I totally agree, 100%. Thank you very much for the kind message, and thank you very much for the super chat. If a mushroom cloud doesn't happen from Iran within 3 weeks, this will 100% be over. Confirmation needed. Well, it looks like it might already be over. If it's true, they launched all those missiles at Israel and didn't land a single one, the war's over. And I'm just saying, if that's true, we don't know yet, but if that's true, this is over. If their missiles are already that depleted, it's game over. All right, we're going to do one. Hold on, I just saw a super chat pop up. We got $20. True American Heroes from Johnny LXX. Thank you very much. That is very kind of you. I appreciate that. My grandmother, who's still alive, who knew Connie very well, and my other grandmother, who knew they're 2 different sides of the family. The Luther brothers were from one side. Connie was from the other. My grandmothers on both sides were very close with them. And I know if my grandmothers are watching this, which to be clear, I'm sure they're not, but if they were, the fact that you're calling them American heroes would honestly make both of them cry. So we'll go 2 more minutes. If you got any last super chats or any message you want to send, now is the time. I'll do one quick run up for a recap to make sure I didn't miss anything. Make sure that we have all the latest updates. Looks like we do. Looks like we do. Looks like we got everything that has happened during this call. Sorry, during this live stream, I should say. So I'll close out with this. We open the show, and first off, if you're just joining us, make sure that you like the video. Make sure that you subscribe. We open this video with talking about why we're fighting this war, what the objectives of this war are, why this situation is as serious as it is. We then talked about the Americans we have already lost. And I hope tonight everyone had the opportunity to watch the footage, see what's going on around the world, understand what's going on around the world, and hopefully all of us together, I think we had 12,000 concurrents at the most, we're clear-eyed, full heart, can't lose, as they say in Friday Night Lights. It has been a pleasure. It has been an honor. I thank every single one of you for being here. I thank you all for your kind words. I thank you all for the support. There are going to be some tough weeks ahead. There are going to be some violent weeks ahead. And I will be here, and I hope all of you will be here as Americans as we push through this to total victory. Thank you for watching. Thank you for the support. I will see you all tomorrow with the regular updates, and we'll be doing some more streams as this war plays out. Thank you very much.